This isn't bad. This is a steak salad with butternut squash. Michael Acquaintance, that's more than I ever deserved or have earned. Steak salad, butternut squash, beets, spicy hummus. Not bad, Nathaniel. I just ate a cow. I mean, not a whole cow. I mean, probably a piece of it. How are you, Rob? I'm not sure how much this is, but usually parking in a fancy area in Manhattan, like $30, $35 for the first hour. Here it's $2.30. I'm going to show you why in a minute, though. This is not my kitchen, sir. Nope. My kitchen does not have this many people in it. Loving the audio. Not sure why. Microphone. I haven't had troubleshooted to figure out if this is the microphone or the phone. I have to do that eventually. There is no cable, Copaz. I gotta figure it out if that's the port on the phone or the microphone itself. At some point I'm gonna test that. The thing that messes me up is it always works when I try and test it and make it screw up by like finicking with it. But it never screws up. I mean, it never screws up when I want to finagle with it. I have to say, I am making up for 6 years of being a vegan. Look at how red this steak is. Take a look at this. Wait a second. You get the other camera. What do you got here? Oh, yeah? Yeah. Look at that. Okay, you know, it's making it look black, gray. That really does not represent what this looks like in real life at all. I can't even tell if that's just being dumb or an insult, JT. Philippe, the Alabama lawsuit is a copy and paste of the Chicago one, but the problem there is that there's a little bit of hyperbole in the text of the suit, which I think needs to be addressed so that it's not easy to disprove what they're saying in court. Because if it actually does make it to court, you really do want to make sure that the complaint is such that there is no doubt in the mind of the jury that John Deere is full of shit. Yeah, we went over that with Willie Cade in an interview a few days ago that nobody will watch because I was really stupid and I included a reference to right to repair in the title. So nobody will watch that, but my fault. I should have clickbaited everybody. That's the right way to go, you know? I'm not using the V60 because the mic import doesn't work on it. Oh, this is way better than Olive Garden, Jessica. I'm in Portsmouth right now. Magnum, I usually stop in while I'm like waiting for food at a restaurant or something. I left, I think, after making a comment on how the conversations he has with that woman whose name I forget gives me PTSD. Yeah. I pop in and out from time to time to see what he's discussing. He was ranting about his audience not understanding something about psychologists and psychiatrists. I know that psychologists have a general idea of medicine. Like anybody who says just because they can't prescribe medicine, they don't have any ideas, being ridiculous. Like I had a psychologist who was saying a long time ago, 5 milligrams of that should not give you that reaction. She wasn't a psychiatrist, but she was clearly familiar that medicine should not give you that level of reaction at 5 milligrams, which leads me to believe that either she was faking it or she had some concept of how medicines interact with people, even if she wasn't a medical professional. But my food showed up, and it's steak salad time, So we're here. You should clickbait right to repair things. I really should. I should clickbait the shit out of people, but I'm bad at it. Oh, Carrie, you have to meet him in person someday if you're able to make it to the ERC conference. He's fucking hysterical. Thank you, Philippe. If I pronounce your name properly, it was most likely as an accident. Henry, I did. I even commented on it. Yeah, they are such a shitty company. It's one of those things that makes me want to set my vehicle on fire. It's kind of like when people were setting their Nike shoes on fire after Colin Kaepernick did the protests. It doesn't change anything, Like you already paid for them, so setting it on fire afterwards is really just kind of virtue signaling. And I don't want to be a virtue signaler. But man, I kind of want to set my car on fire. I should probably wait for that to naturally happen instead of do it myself, And I mean, knowing me and my history with electric vehicles, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened soon. Spicy hummus with well-done steak is an incredibly interesting combination that I never thought. Grand. It's a tweet. The executive order is a year old, and it asked the FTC to look into things. The FTC is a little too busy right now. I know that because I spent about $50,000 on a document for them that I have yet to really receive much reply to, that lays out the case and the legal foundation and framework for the actions that they want to take, that they were talking about taking. So I thought, okay, these guys are going to be busy, right? I know they're going to be busy. What if I spent $30,000 to $60,000 and had a legal scholar in antitrust pretty much put something together on their desk with a little fucking bow that explains exactly what's going on, exactly what the precedent is for dealing with this, exactly what is the precedent when we dealt with this in the past, what are the specific things that are being done that are specifically illegal in specific ways and why, and what should be done about it. I mean, that was a gift with a bow. And what's that Thomas Sowell quote? I'm still trying to think of that Thomas Sowell quote that he had. It was an interview with Uncommon Knowledge. When he contacted somebody from the government in like the 40s or the 50s, and like he said in 2018, and I quote, "To this day, I patiently await their reply." But I don't give a shit about the executive order. What I care about is that being fuel for state legislatures to do something. Because many state legislatures are very, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very risk averse, They don't want to, they're afraid of doing something and preempting federal law and then getting in trouble and then having their electoral prospects for the next session screwed up by the fact that they said or did something they shouldn't. So what I want to do, so him doing that honestly doesn't, again, I don't expect him to do anything. Don't get me wrong, it'd be nice if they did, but I consider that a bonus. What I do, let me check here. What I want to do, I want to use that as fuel so that when a state legislator asks me, like for instance, Joel Steckes in Maine asked this, has the Attorney General made a comment on this? Instead of saying, duh, or no, I want to be able to say, well, they didn't, but the FTC said that they want states to move on this. And the president made an executive order asking the FTC to do something, and the FTC suggested that local governments do something, which is you. So it kind of gives some wind in their sails, wind under their wings. What's that saying? You are the wind beneath my wings. Like that shit, I want some wind beneath their wings. So that's what I care about. But yeah, bro, it's a tweet. I don't get excited because Joe Biden tweets, Like, I don't get excited if Trump tweets either. Like, for all I know, he's fucking sitting on the toilet when he's doing that shit. Like, it doesn't really, no offense, it just doesn't mean much for me. I mean, I know Trump was toilet tweeting, like, guarantee. He was taking his shit while doing some of his tweets. ran out of toilet paper, was waiting for one of the aides to bring it, because in this country, God knows that the White House probably doesn't have a bidet, which it should, by the way. It would probably prevent toilet treating, because he'd be able to clean immediately rather than having to wait. But I digress. You know that while he was waiting for an aide to bring toilet paper because the stall ran out, you know he was toilet treating, 100%. For all I know, Biden was toilet treating. Like, it doesn't really mean much. This waitress is literally going out of her way to avoid eye contact with me. I wonder if she watches my videos and I said something offensive. Like, you actually have to try. I literally had my hand up and waving. I think that means the food is free. Usually I give myself a timer of 7 minutes, and if I can't get a check within 7 minutes or acknowledgement for a check within 7 minutes, I assume the food is free. I'll give you a $100 tip if you're a nice waitress, but I try to be generous, but... Excuse me, can I have that check, please? Thank you so much. Here we go, finally. Anti-competitive practices at Mention Repair. Yo, man, I want more of it than Mention. I don't know, you tell me, Oscar, you tell me. What do you think? Fuck Olive Garden. I like discrimination and disparities, Jason. Not for what you think, though. Thank you so much. Honestly, the first chapter that really didn't have much to do with race, but had to do with decision making, actually was a... I wish I had learned more from that. You know, essentially the concept that most people don't make decisions based on doing the right thing, but they make decisions based on the cost of if they make the wrong decision. So people base their decision making not based on what they think is right, but rather based on what is the cost of being wrong, and what is the risk of being wrong, and the cost of being wrong, kind of thing. That really... Do you think pantry liners with wings catch air? What the... Bro. Okay, that's the second comment of yours that I read, and I feel stupider for each one. Come on, man. You can do better than that. I believe in you. No, she is not, Owen. No, she is not. If she was, I'd likely, be staring at that instead of staring at my phone chat. He may, Harvey, he may. I think he is. I just think he's a forgetful old man. All you guys making fun of Biden for having Alzheimer's, bro, I want to see what you're like when you're 78 after 40 years in politics. If I spend 40 years in politics, I'd probably shoot myself 20 years in. Thank you so much. Don't look at Zillow, Lopez. I'm serious. How many of you could spend 40 years dealing with United States politics as a job and not off yourself? I'd off myself probably by year 3, to be honest with you. I wouldn't make it that long. The fact that he made it to 78 with minor memory problems, dude, that's impressive. Very impressive. Thank you so much. Have a nice night. You have a to-go box or something I could take away?
Yeah, do you want like a big one or a small one?
I'll try a big one.
Okay.
I'm a mess. Thank you. I'm not eating the whole thing. My trainer gave me a basic concept, which is every time you want to eat something, what you should do is you should eat 50% of it now and 50% of it later. And if you do that, you'll probably be less fat. So you could eat the same amount of food. It's just the way your body digests it.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're gonna. This will be great later. It's a good salad. Ah. All right. So, this is a place called Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Now, one of the things that it has in common with New York City is that everything is closed. This is so weird to me. This is a complete and utter culture shock. Let me put on the other camera. One sec. I have gloves on that are heated because it's freezing. There we go. Normal camera, not car camera. All right. Turn heated glove on. Okay. So this is supposed to be some up and coming area that a bunch of people suggested that I just walk around and check out. It's 7:30 at night. Look at this. It's 7:30. Where are you people? Go to work. Look at me saying go to work as I'm walking around, but still, like, look at this. Yeah, there's no homeless on the sidewalk, but there's also no fucking people. Look, how do you make money? How do any of these people make money? Look at this. What is this? We do not keep regular hours. We do not keep regular hours. Oh, come on, focus, you piece of shit. Focus. Yeah, my phone's being a piece of shit. It can't focus. Like, how do these people pay their bills? I don't get it. I'm open every single freaking day of the week. Even though I was open every single day of the week, I used to stay at work until 1 or 2 in the morning after closing at 8. How do these people make money? Like, what is this? You should be open all day. Don't you have rent to pay or something? But the thing is, you get what you pay for in a sense. Because in New York City, one sec, I'm going to switch gloves. I'm going to have my right hand be the glove one because I can put my left hand in my pocket. Oh, it's cold. Treehouse Toys. Okay, this is a nice little display. I'm also going to put the wide angle camera on instead. I think that one will give it a better view. Ooh, you got a nice view of the water over there. I guess that's what makes this place so expensive. Maybe this is where everybody is. Maybe everybody's in the water. No, dude, low rents, are you kidding me? Have you looked at this fucking neighborhood? A garbage house is like $700,000 here. This is literally like the New York City of New Hampshire. Don't call Portsmouth a place with cheap rents. Just go on Zillow right now. Like, go on Zillow right now and look at the cost of everything here. You get a nice view over here. Everybody is asleep. Bro, it's like 7:45. Why are people going to sleep at 8 o'clock on a weeknight? Like, really? I mean, you got the water. The water's pretty nice. It's so weird. Everything's closed. Like, I get it in the town that I'm in. You got like 1,000 or 2,000 people there. They don't even have shops. It's pretty much just empty. You have one convenience store, a post office, a convenience store, a post office, and a deli. That's it. I say deli in quotes. But this is ghost town, bro. Look at that. I feel like somebody's just gonna like jump out of a van with a giant cane and reel me into it, and I would scream, and nobody would come to my rescue. Whoa! Look! Oh shit, one sec, Sonny's. I changed it right before I left. They just poop a lot bad. God bless Sonny. Oh, well, look, holy shit, there's a car moving. Maybe we have life. Maybe there's a sign of human life over here. What do we got? Holy fuck, somebody's open. Looks like a barbershop, but there's nobody inside. Yeah, there's nobody inside. Yeah, there's nobody. There's one person. I imagine it works there. It could possibly be closed. Granite State Minerals. How does anybody make money? I'm very curious. What do people do for money here? Honestly, the biggest impression that I've gotten from a lot of the time that I've spent just kind of driving around and talking to people is that the people who show up here, they're either retired or they're already independently wealthy, or if not wealthy, you know, they've saved enough money that after owning a house, they don't really have to worry about shit no more. Like, there are people that have, you know, expenses of like $10,000 or $20,000 a year, if even, who have $500,000 saved up and 8 years left on their life expectancy. Look, another barbershop. I guess barbershops stay open here. Okay, so that place is closed. This place is closed. Very touristy looking town, the Portsmouth. I'm trying to figure out what the attraction is, though. I imagine it's something by the water. I also imagine it's when it's warmer outside, because you got the water right by over there, and there's really beautiful views over there that I would admit to spend a little bit more time exploring if it wasn't 24 degrees right now. The 24 degrees thing really does kind of sour it a little. I don't even get what people do in Manchester, though. Like, Manchester seems like an armpit. Manchester has all of the downsides of New York City without the upside of population density and all of the businesses. Like, in New York City, it's an armpit, right? I mean, I think we could both agree. Actually, one sec, I gotta extend my parking. Who am I kidding? There's no cop here to give me a ticket. I probably should. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, Manchester is a fucking pit. Like, New York City's 8.5 million. Like, people, even though it's an armpit, there's so much because you have so many financial establishments, you have so many colleges, you have so many major tech businesses. There's so much money to be made because you're in the middle of it all. You're like super. Manchester is an armpit. It has a lot of, like, the buildings that have like shitty look that New York City does. People drive the way they do in New York City a little bit in Manchester. You have the shitty looking ghetto bodegas and all that crap, and the crappy buildings and the slumlords near that. But it's 100,000 people, and there's no money. I mean, there's some money, but it's not even close to comparable. Like, if I had to choose between Manchester, New Hampshire, and New York City, there's a good chance I'd choose New York City. Dig out mic hole? Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's the phone or the microphone. I don't have a way to check right now. I have no way to check if this is the phone or the microphone. I forget where it stopped working. Yeah, sorry. I gotta figure out if it's the phone or the microphone. I don't have a way to check. Every time I try to check with my own recording app, what I do is I plug the mic in and I start shaking it around and everything, and it always works. Like, no matter how much pressure I put on it, it always works. And then I go to stream, it doesn't work. Bluetooth mic doesn't work on Android for YouTube streaming. You can't choose a YouTube. On Android, you can't use that. You can only use that if you use the YouTube streaming app, and not the Streamlabs streaming app, but the Streamlabs streaming app is an actual pile of garbage. And also, it sounds absolutely horrible because Bluetooth for the microphone is way, way horribly compressed. Yeah, either way, I'm going to hold the phone from the other side. This way, I don't even potentially risk touching the microphone area. But yeah, I don't have a way to tell if it's the headphone jack or the mic, because it always fucking works. Yeah, S10e, Hannah. S10e. Wireless mic to 3.5 millimeter. I mean, but if I have a jack on my phone that doesn't work, how does I fix it? Mask required to enter. Oh god. Oh no. Oh shit. Holy crap. I'm in New York City in New Hampshire. Mask required to enter. That's fine if the business wants it. In accordance with the city of Portsmouth and the Portsmouth Health Department. Fuck. Crap, this is like a... Oh no. Oh no. I came to the wrong side of town, baby. I came to the wrong side of town. But I got a vaccine. I got 2 poke. I may even get poke number 3. Rawr. Oh well, is what it is. I had no problem wearing masks in the beginning of the pandemic. I really didn't. No. Once I got like 1 vaccine, 2 vaccine, so many people that I knew already got it, I kind of stopped caring about it as much. Like beginning, sure. No vaccine, fine, whatever. I'll do it. No treatments, no vaccine, no nothing. No hospital capacity. Now, I don't know. I put it on if the business requests it, but I don't request or demand them at my own business anymore. But it's not really, see, it's the sign is not really what concerns me. It's not even the policy, to be honest with you. It's what it stands for. It means I'm a step closer to my homeland, and I want to avoid that at all costs. That sign is like the vest in your back seat. Okay, true. Damn it, I zoomed and I can't zoom out. There we go. Yeah, I didn't say anything about businesses not having the right to do it. What concerned me was it was a mandate from the local health department. I didn't see any trash on the street. Did you see trash on the street? This is clean as can be. Who just said trash in the street? Look, where do you see trash? This is clean. This is effing clean. This is beautiful. Whew. You better stay out of Maine. Oh, I actually meant to Maine 3 times to lobby. And you know what? I'll probably go again, just because you said that. And I'll go up there, and I'll read all the bumper stickers on your car to figure out who you voted for. And then I'll vote for the exact opposite. Oh, damn, so much trash here. So much trash. Wow, so much trolling. Bye-bye, bye-bye. I imagine that's the case, Jessica. Yeah, I'm not really bothered either, Val. I've worn one every place where I see the sign. I'm just looking for little telltale signs. Little things that let me know if I'm like moving to a New York light, you know? I don't want to get tricked in the New York light. Thank you, Val. Thank you very much. Is this empty real estate? Whoa, empty real estate. Yo, look, check it out, it's empty. It's empty real estate. Okay, so empty real estate, check. Mask mandate, check. Things over here are more expensive than every other part of the state, check. Yo, I think I'm in mini New York. I'm serious, go on Zillow right now. Look at the neighborhood I'm in, go to Zillow. Who the hell recommended I come here? This... Oh God, I even see the brown paper. Run! Run! You're probably in a town with Range Rovers and second wives who spend all day shopping or having brunch. That is possibly it. I don't know what they want for that space, but Joe, just look at Zillow. Just go to Zillow and look at prices of homes in this area. And here's what I'm honestly doing. Here's what I'm looking for. I am trying to figure out what it is that makes a middle class, average, run-of-the-mill home worth $875,000 to $950,000 in this neighborhood. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So I'm just walking around and trying to figure it out. I'm not seeing it anywhere, to be honest with you. Okay, you got a bunch of little shops. You got a bunch of little touristy looking shops like this. You have a bunch of little touristy looking shops that are all closed on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Big whoop. Don't get me wrong, it's not like a nasty neighborhood by any stretch of the imagination. I ain't seeing what makes this shit worth $900K. Yeah, okay, what about the location? Like, I'm browsing the location. I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't get it. Yeah, but UBS Wealth Management over there. Is that what it is? And a Berkshire Hathaway. Is this just a place that's filled with rich people? Is that what it is? It's like a prestigious thing because your neighbors are rich and so you get to be around other rich people. And the way rich people keep poor people out is by everything being expensive. Because if that's what it is, I could get it. Don't get me wrong, it's not for me, but I could still get it. Like, see, you have a UBS over there. That's a UBS. And then right next to it, you have a Berkshire Hathaway. Over here. So I'm going to take a wild guess. This is not like a neighborhood where you have a bunch of check cashing places, payday loans, liquor store, and fried chicken every other block. So you got like a fancy schmancy little sandwich shop over there. You got a... Oh, wow. They have an electric bike shop. No way. I wonder if any of these are as fast as mine, though. Something tells me they're probably not because they're forced to sell shit that's street legal. Oh, dude, are you kidding? Oh, this is that trash where they build a battery into the frame of the bicycle. Bro, not cool. Not cool. Something is beeping. Is that beeping because I'm looking into a store window after closing? Oh, is that beeping at me? That could be beeping at me. Maybe they think I'm a criminal because I'm the only one on the street. Anyway, these are the bikes where they build a battery into the frame. This is such cancer. This is such cancer. Fuck that. That's the first thing that you're going to wind up replacing on the bike that's really expensive is the battery. And it's built inside of the frame. So it can look pretty. Yeah. Fuck that. Give me a nice triangle sack and right in the center of the bike where it's supposed to be. I have a feeling that the selling point of this neighborhood is that you can't afford it. Like, that's probably it. Because I'm just not seeing what it is from I'm not seeing what makes it, like, again, in New York City, if you buy a shitty middle-class house that's falling apart in Queens or Brooklyn for like 800 or 900K, okay, whatever. But at least the sales pitch back in the day used to be, it's the city that never sleeps. Look at all the stuff around you. Look at all the financial, look at the all the opportunity. You could start a business here and make insane amounts of money. If you have an idea, you know, if your idea is going to work anywhere, it's going to work here, that kind of thing. You have all these businesses open everywhere, all these opportunities to make money. I'm not seeing it. Really? This is dead as a doornail. Dead as a fucking doornail. The town that I'm in is dead as a doornail too. But like, you could buy a house there for like $184,000. Don't get me wrong, it's probably not a house you want to live in, but still. I'd probably live there. Okay, I think everyone is online now. Kinda. Okay, so I'm going to put the phone down because it makes it easier to read out of my peripheral vision when I'm walking forward. As a native New Yorker, I always like to be aware of my surroundings when walking down a street that has nobody on it. There's a ton near Philly that started getting a bad influence, so they started raising taxes so the bad influence couldn't afford. Yeah, that sounds like something. That sounds like something that the government would do. You're supposed to swap out the battery when they inevitably fail. You don't, you buy a new bicycle. I despise that shit. So disgusting. Portsmouth used to be a hipster-type town until the last few years, and all types of wealth moved in. I'm guessing when you have UBS and Berkshire Hathaway on the same block, that it's probably no longer as much of a hipster town. But I could see how this used to be a hipster town. Like when I walk around here, this really kind of gives me the feeling that this, at one point in time, was a hipster town. Like you have a store called Marco Polo over there. Like what is that? Marco Polo? This very much so has like a Williamsburg feel to it. If Williamsburg wasn't a shithole. Or Bushwick in New York City, if again Bushwick wasn't a shithole. It's kind of like an upscale Williamsburg or Bushwick. Bangor Savings Bank. Huh. Keep a lookout for a black van. You should open your own bike shop. Probably make tons of money selling e-bikes. Yeah, but they'd all be illegal. That's the thing. There's an Air Force base and naval port. They have money and expensive army wives. Are army wives expensive? Hobnob with Richie so they could fund your right to repair campaign. That's not a bad idea. It's probably due to the fact that they actually have the spots open and everything being expensive because those that move in there can afford such exorbitant prices. Yeah. A bunch of people from Massachusetts tried to this old house, New Hampshire, and kick all the poor people out by raising rent. And pump and dump in the area. Yeah, that's one of the primary concerns I would have with moving someplace like here, is like knowing that I come from New York and that I'm a business owner. All of my, like, it's weird, I don't want to live in an area that's nothing but rich people, and I don't want to pay some ridiculous premium and have a mortgage instead of being able to just buy a house with like low down so that I can afford to live in some fancy neighborhood. But I also don't want to move someplace where everybody looks at me like, oh, he's the reason things in our neighborhood are expensive now. He's the reason why we can't afford a nice place. He's the reason why my rent went up. That kind of shit. You don't want to live someplace where as you walk around, everybody kind of hates you. I'm not going to discuss the how or the why. I've had that situation before in places that I've lived, and I don't want to do it again. I'm from Maine. I never would have guessed Lewis would have moved closer to here up in the Northeast. I would be moving far away if I had the option. Why do you say that, Logan? I've only been to Maine twice. Actually, 3 times. And one of the times I went, I heard a politician say, and I quote, in response to some email, this is a direct quote, I haven't figured out how to log into my government email since I got elected. I'm not kidding. I haven't figured out how to log into my government email since I got elected. And he wasn't memeing. He was telling the truth. Oh my God, that was adorable. That was so fucking depressing though. That was incredibly depressing. Like beyond depressing. I don't know what your reason would be. Any comment on POTUS executive order? The same comment I had a year ago. You know what I think is sad? And to be clear, I'm not saying this is an insult to you. I'm saying this is an insult to me and pretty much the entire system in our country of politics. That's not new. That executive order is almost 1 year old. And people think it's new simply because he tweeted about it. Like, that's sad. The level of, and don't get me wrong, on issues where I'm not fully informed, I'm even worse than that. I'm way worse than that. But all he did is he tweeted about an executive order that he did earlier last year, and people think it's like a new law. No. It's crazy. I talked about it earlier in this video. I gave a 10-minute spiel with some cynicism, where I think it's going, and $50,000 to $60,000 that I put into a particular effort so that the particular agency that his executive order was directing to look into it would have a framework that they could use to get started with some antitrust action. And how little I've heard back on that since I did it. But I'm still digging. But yeah, I did that rant in the beginning of the stream, and I don't know what it is, but I'm not very good at I'm not good at like redoing or repeating takes and stuff like that. Actors are really good at that. And real influencers, not fake influencers. I'm a shit influencer. I'm not good at repeating myself, so I apologize for the generic answer, but I would suggest rewinding to the beginning of the stream, fast forwarding about 3 or 4 minutes in, and go from there. Very cool for the future, very cool. I'm glad. But yeah, don't go through a broker if you find a new rental property before buying a house. I avoid brokers for rental properties. I've never used a broker to rent something before. I was very close to it with Alan, but there was a space, like, no offense, Alan's a nice guy. It's just 3 blocks away. There was a space that cost $2,000 less, was 500 square foot bigger, and did not require any maintenance. So, again, it's just one of those things with brokers. And, like, I love Alan. He's a good dude. But the person he was trying to get me to take the space from was somebody that he already knew. So it's just one of those, like, I don't know. Oh, this is kind of cool over here. Am I allowed to go over here? I'm not opening. Streaming. Doesn't say anything about streaming. Is it when you I can. This is cool. Can I go all the way down there, or am I going to get in trouble? Police? Sorry, I'm going to get myself a... I got to troubleshoot if this is my mic or my phone. I have to troubleshoot if this is my microphone or my phone doing that. I hope it's not the phone, because I lack the willingness to take this thing apart to replace the headphone jack, because it's all fucking glued together. Thank you, Samsung, for being cunts. I really don't want to take a phone apart. I've never liked taking these phones apart. You know, honestly, one of the reasons that... Oh shit, it says private property, no trespassing. Yeah, they got guns here. I'm a New Yorker after all, though. Neighborhood Crime Watch. They're all probably sleeping. Everybody's closed here. This is awesome. Look at this. This is so cool. Look at this view. Yo, okay, that's fucking beautiful. I take back the shit that I gave Portsmouth. That's beautiful. This is actually beautiful. Wow. I'm gonna leave before I get shot now. Just say private property after all. They do have a very high per capita machine gun ownership in this state. So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna go back from whence we came, because I like being alive. All right? Flip the phone around for a moment. Yeah, that's pretty... I have no idea what bridge that is. For what it's worth, I've only ever had one person come at me with a gun outside their house. And that was with me pissing on the roadside across the street. Well, I don't want to add to that. I honestly have no idea where I park my car. I know the zone. That's the crazy thing. I know the zone I park my car in. But I have no idea where, how to get there. Oh, no, look at machine gun ownership by per capita, John DeComo. Per capita, it's higher in New Hampshire than other areas. To be clear, I'm guessing that's more in the northern section of New Hampshire, and like the western and the southwestern section. I sincerely doubt that that's referring to this hipstery place. I'm guessing that the section of New Hampshire that has a higher machine gun ownership per capita is not the section where they have, please wear a mask before entering the restaurant, even if you're vaccinated, on the door. Again, I'm just making guesses here based on demographic stereotypes to some extent, but I'm going to take a wild guess that's the other side of the state, you know? Okay, let's take another look at this. This kind of contributes to what I was just saying, right? Where, like, I think this area of the state is really just kind of where all the rich people congregate and make things expensive so poor people don't move in. So before, we had Berkshire Hathaway and UBS. Over here, we have Charles Schwab and TD Ameritrade, and Cregan and Nassau Financial Group. This really just seems like a place that rich people go to retire to and keep it expensive so that poor people can't move in. I think that's the appeal. I don't think there's something specifically special here. I think it's just rich for the sake of being rich. Like with certain parts of Miami, I get it. I'm not saying Miami's for me, but there's like beautiful women literally everywhere you look. You know, you walk 5 steps, you bump into a beautiful woman. It's like a 10 out of 10. You have restaurants and nightclubs and all this crap open all night long. You got beautiful views by the coast. South Beach is like amazing. Again, it's probably not the town for me, but like I can get the appeal when you say that like here's this crappy house that's $875,000. This just seems expensive for the sake of being expensive. Old money lives there because they can't afford Cape Cod. It's the Long Island of Boston. Yeah, that's what I get from this. That's what I get. Like when I drove out to Suffolk County, when I drove out to the Hamptons in Long Island, everything was so super expensive. And I'm just walking around going, what makes this so super expensive? You just have all these like little shops that are open for like 2 or 3 hours a day selling random vintage used crap. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind if you do that. I don't see what makes the area worth $2 or $3 million for a house. I just didn't get it. Like when I went to Suffolk County, Long Island, it just seemed like it's expensive for the sake of being expensive. The benefit is that you're part of an exclusive club, but there's nothing else to it. And that's kind of what I'm. Look, again, you know, this is a little bit hipster-ishy, but when you walk around Williamsburg at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, or you walk around Bushwick in New York City, to be clear, it's not for me, but I understand the appeal to someone else. Like, you can hear the house parties going on. If you just stop for a moment and listen, you could look up and you'll hear and see house parties going on. There's all this different, all these different little cultural things. Also, a lot of degeneracy and dirt and shit falling apart, and just, again, to be clear, not for me. I've never fit in with hipsters. From the first time that I met a hipster at Avatar Studios, they have never liked me. I did not dislike them, but they never liked me. I don't know what it is. It's just it's like oil and water kind of thing. It just wasn't meant to be. But interesting. The chat has stopped. Oh, here we go. Let me just hit this button. I think it's time to admit that without the help of modern technology, I am never going to find my vehicle. I'll continue walking around for a little bit. Whoa, look, this makes me feel homesick. Doesn't this kind of remind you of New York? Look at this. Look at that. See? Scaffolding. Now, see, if this stays up for the next 10 years, that'll really be like New York City. Got some good old scaffolding because they're in progress building something that maybe they'll never finish. Breathe goodness. The air is nice here. It kind of smells like wood burning. It's a kind of a Christmassy smell. Look at that. It looks like Woodrow Wilson in there. See that? I do like wood stoves, Jessica, whatever, and I like the smell. Here, mean car. Come here, little mean car. Actually, don't come here. I don't want to use the summon feature. You'll probably run me over, and I'll probably a kid while you're at it, and I'll get in trouble for vehicular manslaughter because I pushed a button in an app. I'm half kidding. Look! More space for lease. Empty real estate. Let's take a look what we got in here, baby. Empty fucking real estate, bro. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Some empty real estate. I feel like I'm closer to home. All right. My kitty is doing all right. My kitty is being cared for by a trusted advisor. A very trusted advisor right now. Somebody that I know I can trust with taking care of a cat. Okay, I'm gonna check this place out one more time during the day, or you know what, maybe on Friday or Saturday night. I'll check this out on a Friday or Saturday night. But right now, I am gonna write this town off as one of two things: a tourist trap or a rich person's club. That's what I think of this neighborhood so far. And it's possible that I'm wrong. It's possible that I'm being judgmental. This just kind of strikes me as like some rich person's club, you know? This seems like the Hamptons in Long Island, but in the New Hampshire version of the Hamptons in Long Island. And there's actually a town right below this called Hampton. So it's like they even copied the naming scheme. And at this point, I believe it is time to admit that I am officially lost and I will never find my car without the help of modern technology. So if you'll excuse me. Wait a second. I just forgot something. One moment. Huh. Okay. I told him he could go. He didn't want to go. What are you gonna do? Da, 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 da. Good night. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where did I park? Uh-oh. We got 4% battery. I should open this phone, not just to replace the headphone jack, but to replace the battery. I just don't know where to get an original battery that's not a piece of shit. Bro, I'm from New York. You kidding? I'm gonna enter and curse you out while I'm doing it. Meme car. Meme car. Here, meme car. Holy shit, there's a place that's open. Actual people. Look at that. There's one business in this town that's open. One business. Meme car. Where are you, little meme? Get back here, you Elon manufactured piece of shit. Here we go. Meme car. business that's open. There's like 3 businesses open in this entire town. Alright. Get. Brrr. Fuck, it's cold in here. It's cold out there. It's warm in here because. You know what? I don't care if somebody says that I'm prissy. I'll let them. I don't mind it. I like the fact that I could turn the heat on from my car. In my car on from my phone. Am I allowed to like that? Am I allowed to be prissy and say I enjoy being able to turn on my car's heat from my phone? I remember my dad, when it was 9 degrees outside in the winter, he used to run outside to his Delta 88 1989 piece of shit Oldsmobile that never worked properly. Interesting, I think I just lost that little fuzzy microphone. Well, that solves that problem. Where was I? He used to walk out to that. You know what? I'm actually gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Because I'm pretty sure I just left my mic. I just dropped my microphone. I'm actually gonna retrace my step. Let's see. Where did I put that little thing? I had it in between my gloves because it wasn't working. Aha! Here you are, you little fuck. Yeah, he used to run out to the car. In 9 degrees, turn it on, turn the heat on, and then 5 minutes later we go out into the car, and the piece of shit still wasn't warm. It was still freezing, because Delta 88 1989 Oldsmobiles suck. And it has every one of those from that year. If you bought it with the blue paint turned white, and if you went to the dealer, they kind of told you to go fuck yourself. I mean, it's General Motors. You can't expect it to be good. Any American cars in general, you can't expect it to be good. I honestly, I have a soft spot in my heart for that car because it reminds me of childhood. So a part of me wanted to actually find a Delta 88 1989 Oldsmobile to buy as like my backup car. It wasn't a diesel. No, it wasn't diesel. It was normal gas. Okay. That thing was such a piece of shit in so many ways. Why are you walking? Because living life requires walking. Okay, where's my laptop? Here you are, little laptop. Get over here, you fuck. Tether, you bastard. Tether. There's a Delta 88 here in Nashua for sale for $1,000, but it has rod knock. What's rod knock? Huh. My car is a 15-year-old Toyota Yaris. Has a remote starter and becomes soft. Yeah. Okay. So, short of, maybe it's possible to live near this little town, but I can't imagine living in the little town, you know? Like, I don't see that. Oh. Stop. It says do not enter. Okay. I think with a car, you actually have to listen to that. Should not just make a left here. It says no right.
Now turn left onto Market Square.
Only left. No right. Okay. Now you're just sending me microaggressions. First, you're sending me signals, town. I don't know what you're sending me. Rawr.
In 500 feet, turn
Boom,
right
boom.
onto Maplewood Avenue.
Boom, 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 boom. boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh my God, whoa. Yeah, I'm getting major New York vibes here.
Now
Listen to that road.
right onto Maplewood Avenue.
Boom, 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 boom. No turn on red arrow. No right on red. Oh, there's no left. No right on red? What? This is New York City! Mass mandate, check. Overpriced real estate, check. Empty real estate, check. No right on red! No right on red! What? I'm in New York City! How the fuck do I travel 300 miles and end up in New York City? What? Oh, get me out of here. Get me out of here. That's the thing. You say there's no trash now. Give it a year. Give it a year. Give it 3 years and this town will have its own AOC. I give it 5 years before this town has an AOC. Nope. I'm driving out of here. We're going in the other direction. Admittedly, the part of New Hampshire that I live in, though, it's just like, it's too much, you know? Like, there's a garbage pail and it has a picture of Joe Biden on it. And I saw the person that put the sticker on it, too. It would be funny if it was a 12-year-old kid doing it. It was like a 60 or 70-year-old guy with a pickup truck, like putting garbage stickers on the, like Joe Biden garbage stickers on the garbage containers, you know, to make the joke that like, go Joe Biden is garbage, haha, get it? Like it had his mouth open or something. It was really, really bleh. So it's like, that town is kind of like the opposite, you know? It's got to be something in the middle. Something in the middle. Something in the middle.
In 500 feet, turn left.
500 feet, turn left. What? What do you mean, sad face? No!
Now turn left.
That little sign tells you your current vehicle speed, but what I thought was funny is that it actually puts the fucking sad face on it if you're going over the speed limit. Damn it. Oh, this is hysterical. Check that out. It's a stop sign, but the stop sign is behind another sign so you can't see it. Does anybody see that? That little squiggly sign for the winding road is... You gotta be shitting me, bro. That's fucking retarded. Who the fuck runs this city? Oh my God, you're run by the same dumbasses that run my state. Ah! 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 Why the fuck would you put a stop sign behind another sign so you can only see it at a fucking angle? Why? I know why. I know why! So you can fine people for it!
US 1 bypass south.
Fuck you! Fuck this part of New Hampshire. Back to my part. I've seen all I need to see. I've seen all I fucking need to see.
Bypass south. In 500 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit. Now enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
What the? Ah. Yeah, that was something else. This is designed the way New York is designed. I know exactly why that stop sign is hiding where it is.
95 south exit on the right toward Hampton.
It's either A, stupidity, or B, intentional stupidity, so that people don't see the sign, roll past it, and the city can collect money from people who roll past the stop sign.
South exit on the right.
It's one or the other. That's a New York thing to do. That's a New York thing to do. That's a trap. Nope. GTFO. Screw your all-closed businesses, screw your $900,000 middle-class homes, screw your speed traps, screw your local mask mandate. I'm gonna say nope. That was fun, though. I honestly kind of enjoyed exploring a new place. I spent about an hour in the neighborhood before I started the stream and found the restaurant. But yeah, this is a total money trap. Meme car, drive me home. I'm quite happy that I saw the stop sign. You gotta give me that. For an inexperienced new driver, I did see a stop sign that was hiding behind another sign, did I not? Hush, meme car. I'm a nomad, Hannah. I have no plans. Where are you in Nashua, Jessica, whatever? My gym is actually in Nashua. I signed up for a gym. I was expecting it to be like $75 or $100. It's fucking $21 a month. This place is huge. It has 10 squat racks, 10 places to do deadlifts, 7 different bench presses, a shower. $21 a month. And it's clean. You got one catch, though. The one catch with that gym is that they don't have towels for the showers, which is kind of lame. You got to bring your own towel. But for 21 bucks a month. It is, Hannah. I lived my life from the age of 17 to 32 with minimal to no freedom, and I'm trying to make up for that now. Right off Main Street. Where are you? You tell me where you are. Maybe we'll stop by and say hi. I have to, because that's on the way. High Street. So High Street and Main Street. Let's see. Navigate High Street, Nashua, New Hampshire. Hey, what the hell? Here we go. Go, meme car, go.
Drive southwest on Interstate 95 south for 12.6 miles.
Well, I am on my way. Meme car is doing its meme thing and supposedly routing me there. I had good luck with this in Knoxville. There was a fan who was watching who was in the area, so I invited him to get a burrito with Erica and I, and we talked for a bit on stream, and I didn't get killed. So maybe I'll explore this idea until I do. Hopefully not. One way to find out. Val Fuzzy Lewis at RossmanGroup.com. 2 S's, 2 N's. I avoid coffee because caffeine gives me anxiety, but I'm happy to join you for an iced tea or something else. On me. Make it up. I also met this person in person at a meetup already that I did, so I know that they're not. I shouldn't say they're not insane, because I don't know them. From the one meeting I've had, they're not crazy, so I feel more comfortable. Jessica, whatever, and her boyfriend seem like nice people. Have you gotten Omicron yet, Val? I'm pretty sure I got it and beat it last month. I had something and I don't know what it was, but I stayed home the whole time. I test negative. I go back to work, and right after I go back to work, I get everybody who tests positive for Omicron while at work. And right after I go back, I'm now sick with a 102 fever. After I recovered from whatever I had before, that wasn't Omicron because I got tested and I was negative. I actually bought some blueberries in the store the other day, and I dropped them, and a couple of them fell out of the casing. So I picked them up and I put them back in the bag. And the woman says, "Are you you can grab another one?" And I said, "No, I mean, like, it's not the store's fault that I'm a klutz and I dropped it. I'm gonna pay for this one and I'll eat it." And she's like, "What if something happens?" And I said, "Oh, I've gotten COVID twice. Like, I'm good. Like, I'll wash these berries off and I'll be good." Meme? You piece of shit, meme. You're gonna make me drive my own goddamn car. How dare you? That's a Greta Thunberg, how dare you? You're gonna make me drive my own vehicle. That's bull. You mean I gotta... Oh. Alright. Can't pass on the left because of some jackass taking up that lane. Feel like a piece of shit doing this. I'm such an... What's the point of even passing? I'm going to a fucking easy pass. What am I doing? Should I be allowed to drive my own vehicle? Then again, this guy's going 80 miles an hour to an easy pass, so... I feel less stupid. Let's race. Let's go 100 miles an hour through the easy pass. Vroom! Vroom! Why are people going 80 miles an hour to an easy pass? Are you kidding? What the fuck? Hello, policeman. I'm going 1 mile an hour under the speed limit, Mr. Policeman. Yep, 64 miles an hour in the 65 zone. Yep. Why did that look like it was so much closer than it actually was? For some reason, this easy pass looked like it was way closer than it actually was. Okay, also, why are all these fucking easy pass lanes closed? There's one lane. You see? Okay, you have two. Yo. This entire area feels like New York City. None of the fucking easy pass lanes work. The road is all bumpy. You have a mask mandate. You have a hidden stop sign so that you have a trap to ticket people. The businesses are closed. The real estate's expensive. This is New York City. This is literally New York City without the economy. Get me out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. Holy shit. I still kind of wish I had went back. Eric has always said that I should explore new things. I shouldn't keep going to the same place and doing the same thing. But the thing about going to the same place and doing the same thing is that you like it. You know what the experience is and you enjoy it again. What if instead of going to a new place, I just went to Casey's Rib Shack over and over again? Think about it. If I just kept doing the same thing, it was fun then, so why would it not be fun now? We'll have a little bit of fun. If I'm going to be forced to drive my own car because I forgot to clean my camera, then I'll have some fun with it. But see what this guy did? This is a 100 IQ move right here. He's keeping me from being able to pass him by riding on the line. So I don't know if I try to pass him what's going to happen. See that? That's 100 IQ right there. That's how he keeps me from passing him. Oh, now you work. That's weird. That's his way of letting me know if you pass me, I'm going to sideswipe you. I see what you're doing. This guy on my left has the insanely aggressive headlight. What is that? I bet it has a spoiler. 50 bucks says it has a spoiler. Okay, it doesn't have a spoiler. He had a very ricey headlight, so I figured his car would have a spoiler. No spoiler. Hello, EM. Sorry, I was a little bit hard on you the other day. I feel like I could have gotten my point across without being as aggressive. My apologies. I was hungry. I could have... I agree with my point, but I believe that I was a little too douchebaggery in the way that I was trying to get it across. So my apologies, Ian. That's what happens before I have my brisket. I needed to kill a pig. Or a cow. I forget which animal it was. But whatever it was good. That was some good dead bitch. Ho ho. Why are you tailgating on that lane? Let me out of the passing lane! Roar! You fucking schmuck. You're seriously gonna make me go 100? Oh my god. You schmuck. Fine. 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 You win, you fuck. Alright. There we go. I sense traffic up ahead. I sense slow traffic up ahead. Where am I? Where am I? Wherever you are, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. I think that's the saying. Wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are.
Bear right onto Interstate 495 South.
Bear right onto Interstate 495 South. Bear right. My blind spot camera has what looks like bird shit on it.
Now bear right onto Interstate 495 South.
Worcester. I'm taking the exit to Worcester. Wait, what am I doing in Massachusetts? I'm in Massachusetts. Did I put the right thing into this little GPS? I think I did. Maybe it's just giving me a stupid route. Oh well. Meme, are you taking me back to New York? Little meme? Yo, meme. Meme? That's not cool, meme. Bruh. I think my meme is taking me back to New York. What if I say navigate Nashua and it says, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm going the weird GPS way. My life is dictated to me by a toddler computer. I should not let a toddler computer dictate my life, but I did. I think when you uncheck avoid tolls, instead of just not avoid tolls, it seeks tolls. What made you leave, Atypical? Isn't south of Nashua, Massachusetts? I'm not going to... So the car wants me to get out of the passing lane, but it's going to change right into his blind spot, which is the stupidest fucking time to turn. Are you... like, seriously? Really? You want to turn now? You want to turn with him right there? Why would you do that? The only thing that sucks more than car dependency is train dependency. Is New York City transit dependency. But I was so excited to be able to get anywhere I want without a car when I first started traveling around New York City. I really was. Like, I thought, well, this is great. I can go anywhere I want. You spend enough time waiting 30 to 40 minutes for a train that doesn't come, and then when it finally does come, it can't fit you on it. No. 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 No more. Okay, now you make the turn, meme car. You wait till you're out of the car's blind spot. You don't want to make a turn right at the... What are you doing? E-bikes are great, but my e-bike is most certainly illegal where I live. Like, I know mine is. Maybe not. Maybe they've changed the law a little bit to allow more reasonable e-bikes to be legal. So this is interesting. New Hampshire has a Merrimack, and Massachusetts has a Merrimack. But Massachusetts' Merrimack is missing a K. New Hampshire's Merrimack has a K in it. It's weird because I was going through Lowell when I was doing the tour of Massachusetts for repair shops. And Lowell seemed really, really ghetto. And then when I Googled it when I got back, it said it was an incredibly low crime area by crime statistics. So I'm like, as I was walking down the block to go to this repair shop, there's a crackhead, clearly a crackhead, like walked straight up to my car, and then the moment I leave it and walk far enough away, he's just staring straight into it. I'm like, I probably shouldn't leave my car here. And then you see, there was enough crazy shit I saw when I was in Lowell. There was another, there was a car that I drove by that was missing its driver's side mirror that had like a giant gash in it. It taught me something about crime statistics and crime reporting versus reality. And like one of the very, very, very important reasons to actually visit a neighborhood and look around it a little bit, get a feel for the neighborhood, and combine that with statistics and everything else before choosing a place to live. Also, everybody say thank you to Sonny for feeding Mr. Clinton and refilling his food and his water. He has a little filter and a little giant giant water dispenser. What a kind man. What the fuck is that? Did that truck just let off a bunch of salt? At least I hope Sonny refilled the water and the food. Somebody I know whose name will not be named did not refill the water and the food when they stopped by. They just pet Clinton. Assuming other drivers are trying to kill you is an excellent way to not get killed yourself. My GPS probably is sending me the wrong way. This GPS is not very smart. I can already see the route that it should have taken me, but it took me this way, which is really stupid, but it's too late to turn back now. I can clearly see the route that I should have taken, and I took this one. I trusted you, computer. You're supposed to be smarter than me. I'll never trust a computer again. I will never use Waze again because Waze told me to get off of the highway in order to route myself through Gary, Indiana. Not only was it slower because the traffic wound up being worse in Gary, but I also drove my car through Gary. That is one of the worst neighborhoods I've seen in my life. Like East New York and Brownsville really have nothing on Gary, Indiana. You had parts of Gary where it looked like the houses had a guillotine taken to them, but diagonally. Like the house was diagonally looked like it got chopped in half by a guillotine and was just missing shit. It was like something out of a horror movie. I don't even know how you do that. How do you chop off only like how do you chop a house off in a diagonal portion is beyond me. That's fucking crazy. But they managed to do it. Meme? Meme, behave. Behave. Good meme. I lived on the border of Eastern New York and Brownsville for about 2 weeks, 10 years ago. And to be clear, actually no, 12 years ago. Fuck, I'm old. 12 and a half years ago. Wow, I'm really old. And to be clear, you know, it wasn't my cup of tea. Definitely an interesting neighborhood to be me in. Yeah, but anyway, that's for its own. That's actually just not even for a. That's just not for public discussion. There, I'll leave that comment out of it. But yeah, I lived in the border of East New York and Brownsville for a while, for about a few weeks while I was in between apartments. A Sesame Street song comes to mind. The people that around me made it very clear that one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong, which was kind of disheartening, but such is life. But yeah, Gary, Indiana was something else. Like the thing that killed me about Gary, bro, with the mega truck, don't you dare turn it to me, you suka blet. The thing that was really strange with Gary is just the disrepair of all of the buildings that I saw. Again, like if it was just, you know, if it was just like plywood in the windows or something. If it was just plywood in the windows, that's one thing. But it was not just plywood in the windows. That, like, not even close. Like, you had just big portions of buildings just missing. It was like an apocalypse. Who's he? What's with the pronouns? I don't know what you mean when you use he. Who's he? I don't know if you'd call an S10e a flagship. I got this phone for about $300.
In 1 mile, take exit 47 on the ride onto Massachusetts 213.
Why did I take this route? Why, GPS? Why, you fuck? I trusted you. You promised. Did anybody ever see that Batman Beyond episode where this guy finds ink attractive? Ink is a woman that got combined with some material at a lab that allows her to change her shape into shit like hammers and swords and bullets, and she can go in between things and in or around things because she's made of ink. And there was a guy that had a crush on her, and the guy and Ink says, I will help you turn into be just like me. And then something happens. He takes some shit that he shouldn't have taken. And he doesn't turn into such just like her. He turns into a blob of broken shit, like just a pile of corrupt DNA. And then he looks at her because he had a crush on her and thought not only was she hot, but she was powerful, and goes, "You promised! You promised!" And he was, "Shut up, loser." I'll never forget that shit. I last saw that episode of that show in I think it was like 1999 or 2000. I think it was 1999. So we're talking about 23 years ago. And I still remember it to this day. You promised. You promised. Shut up, loser. Such good. The voice acting in those cartoons was so good. It's nothing compared to the garbage that I see today. It's Batman Beyond. It's not a movie. It's a television series. You promised. Or season 1, episode 5 with Mr. Freeze. You had Mr. Freeze going, "You had your chance. And so did you." Ah! Batman Beyond was dark. You had a villain that commits suicide because he feels guilt that though he hasn't made the world a better place, he believes that nobody will miss him, and because he knows that he's made the world a worse place, even when somebody's trying to save him, he commits suicide. And the music that they had playing as he was committing suicide and walling everybody off so that they couldn't help him and try to save him was such fucking dark music, man. Like, that shit's crazy. You have to understand, the standards in the 90s were different than the standards now. Most people did not have broadband internet, and even if you did, you didn't really have access to say shit the way you do now. You know, now you can listen to somebody, you know, I don't know, talk about, like, how the communists will rise again and have a revolution, or like how they're gonna create their own ethno-state of white people and shit on YouTube. Like, you have all sorts of crazy shit you could get access to now, but you didn't have access to this shit in 1999 if you were a kid. Like, the idea that you had a television show where one of the main characters is trying to save a villain and the villain commits suicide to this dark, weird, eerie music because he feels like he doesn't deserve any better because of what he's done. You didn't see that in 1999. That was revolutionary for its time. Batman Beyond was a revolutionary cartoon for his time. Seriously, a dark-ass cartoon. And the good person didn't always win. That was a dark cartoon. Really dark. I know, the GPS is retarded. I can't fix it. I can clearly see the way that it would have made sense to take down here. And it did not take that way. This is retarded. This has obviously never heard of, what is the closest point between 2 points in a triangle? The hypotenuse? Is that what it's called? Something. I think it's the hypotenuse. I didn't pay enough attention to Mr. Jaccarino in math class in Susan Wagner High School. Mr. Jaccarino was the best math teacher you'll ever have. Well, that's a compliment, Nadio. Thank you. Yep, Jessica would ever beat me. You beat me by a good 27 minutes. I took the dumbass way. Yeah, the hypotenuse is the longest side, but it's still shorter than the other two sides combined. The hypotenuse is longer than the other two sides, but it's shorter than the other two sides combined. I took the other two sides combined, which is just dumb. Like, this GPS has never taken a trigonometry course. Obviously. It's right on my screen. You could literally see it. Like, I'm taking the two long sides of the triangle instead of taking the fucking hypotenuse. How the fuck does this GPS not know what a hypotenuse is? This is actually a triangle. I gotta draw this later. It actually took me the longest route to this location. This is so fucking stupid. What are you gonna do? Oh, well. You know who's stupid? Me, because I trusted a goddamn GPS instead of using a map for myself. That's what I get. That's what I get. And I deserve it, too. I deserve what I get. I remember my teacher names for the teachers that were good. But most of my teachers sucked.
Now take exit 1B on the right.
That may be true, Windows X7, but you're assuming that I would obey the speed limit. Which I actually kind of would, because I'm a new driver and I don't want points on my license just yet, but... I guess you're right. But my triangle... My triangle... My car is squeaking. You're not supposed to squeak.
In 1 mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 93 north toward Manchester, Concord.
Don't you squeak. I don't dance. You can't drive a car in New York City. You'll want to shoot yourself. It's horrible. That's the other thing. Like, if you're not used to driving in New York City, it's easy to get into an accident because everybody is insane and trying to kill you all the time. And then you have the people that are constantly jumping out in front of traffic, just pretending you're not there. They actually assume, people who are crossing the street work into their assumption that you will smash on the brakes to not hit them. So you have to be, or you'll wind up going to prison for vehicular manslaughter if you're not constantly alert all the time. Driving outside of New York City is 10 times easier. But it is very slow. And if you actually leave more than 2 inches of distance between you and the car in front of you, somebody will try to cut into your lane. So there's a town here called Londonderry and then Derry. Londonderry sounds like blackberry, except it's Derry instead of berry. It's a combination of London and blackberry. Derry. London and blackberry. I wonder what's in the town of Londonderry, or the town of Derry. What do they have in the town of Derry? It's not Derry, it's Berry. And also, London is a place. Derry is the misspelling of the last half of my cat's name. Makes no sense. Why you tailgate me? Should I go slower just to make you mad because you're tailgating me? You know what? Maybe I will. I'll go the speed limit. How do you like that? There's a lane right here to my left, and you're welcome to take it if you want to go faster than me. Derry.
In 1 mile, take exit 3 on the right onto New Hampshire 111 toward Wyndham.
Wyndham. That's where the really expensive houses near that lake were. There was this one $4 million house in this neighborhood that had a bunch of really expensive houses that I was looking at and dreaming about. But the problem is I don't have $4 million. Sometimes I really wish that I became an internet socialist so that I could buy a $3 or $4 million house. Alas. Oh well. I got the shit end of the stick. I got a cat that doesn't clean its asshole. I want a cat that can clean its asshole. I feel like I've earned that. I think I deserve that. I earned it and I deserve it.
Now take exit 3 on the right.
Yeah, already there. Thanks for nothing, autopilot. I already did it for you. What would you have done now? See? You got a solid line. You know what you would have done, you dumb cunt? You would have went over the line. Exactly. You would have went over the solid line or missed the exit. Because you're a dumbass. Oh, shut up,
Turn
Nico.
left at the fork.
You fucking
In
stupid.
500 feet, turn left onto Indian Rock Road.
You gotta be
Now
fucking
turn
kidding.
left onto Indian Rock
You say to
Road.
go left, and then you're afraid to go left. What the fuck? Get out of here, man. Yeah, well, how about I drive my own car? How about I drive my own car? I feel like I have a toddler backseat driving. How about I drive my own car? How about that? You're drunk. You're drunk. I'm not drunk. You're drunk. No, I'm not drunk. You're drunk. Are you trying to say that I'm drunk, Minkar? Meme car? I'm confident that if I had a breathalyzer test on me, it would show that you're drunk. I have video of you beeping and missing you missed an exit, and then after you made the exit, you refused to go into the left lane that you said you needed to be in order to make that turn. What do you say to that? Because I got video of you being drunk. Exactly. What's that? Wait until 2024 and I'll be able to say that you're drunk and disable the car? Well, fuck you. How about I rip that computer out of you altogether? Put a phase runner motor controller in here. Yeah, that's right. I put a little subbaton for the rear, a phase runner for the front motor. Go vroom. Go vroom. By the way, watch this meme car. I'm going to teach you something. You ready? You ready? This is how you make a turn and not go into somebody's blind spot. See that? See that? That's something that you don't know how to do. You turn into people's blind spots, you dumbass. So is there a reason that nobody in New Hampshire has working taillights on their car? Do you notice that the guy in front of me is missing one of his left taillights? I'm genuinely surprised at the sheer number of missing taillights I've noticed here. It's actually more than New York City. I would have expected more fucked up cars because due to the high cost of living, there's a lower that you could afford to get it fixed. And also the high cost of living means you probably have more hours in the day that you work, therefore less hours in the day that you can service your vehicle. And you see a lot of fucked up cars in New York. The third reason is because of all the crashes that happen in New York because of, 8 million people in tiny space that all drive like lunatics. But there's a surprising number of cars with broken taillights in New Hampshire. Like I notice at least 1 or 2 a day. It's not like Jersey where you have people driving without their headlights on. You'll see people that don't even have their headlights on at night in New Jersey. But New Jersey is a different story altogether. Rar. Oh, it's a Massachusetts driver. Never mind. Never mind. Vroom. Don't make me slow down. Go vroom. I want to go vroom. Go vroom vroom. Vroom vroom. Do I see a New Hampshire highway sign? I do. I do see a New Hampshire highway sign. Look at that. What is this? What the GTFOU? GTF. GTF. Vroom? 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 Vroom. I kind of want that Nissan Sentra back. Just like not to drive all the time, but just from time to time. I honestly miss that little Sentra. How much would it cost me to get like a really old Nissan Sentra? Like if I wanted a 1999 Nissan Sentra, but one that actually worked and drove, how much would that cost? I want a little Nissan Sentra that goes vroom. What is the cheapest that I could purchase a car for that has the capability of driving, let's say, 5,000 miles before falling apart? So let's say, like, if I, hypothetically speaking, if I wanted a vehicle that I could get a good 5,000 to 10,000 miles out of before it falls apart, but like that honestly could do that 5,000 or 10,000 miles without requiring a bunch of maintenance and bullshit. And where would you go to get such a vehicle? Craigslist is where I imagine I would get a car like what my uncle used to sell. I'm never gonna. My uncle was such a used car salesman. He would post on Craigslist and shit like that. He actually sold somebody. He sold somebody a car that actually died while it was driving away down the block. I shit you not. Like the guy could still run back and beat my uncle up for selling him a lemon. That's how close it broke. But if you want to get something where it's not like gonna die in 10 minutes because they sold you a bullshit lemon. There's a taxi station? I guess I'll find it when I get there. Great Eagle Motel. Great rates. Free Wi-Fi. And the M is broken. That's kind of funny. The M was broken. What do you mean you don't get shafted by dealership adjustments, Arcan? I mean, like the high price of the battery, like you said you don't get shafted by the dealer, but does it really matter who is shafting you? I mean, if you're talking about over $20,000 to replace a battery after a certain amount of miles as a guaranteed expense. Yes, Panhead, I always use my high beams when I'm on a two-way road, because that's such a sensible thing to do. Of course. Of course I have my high beams on a two-way road. I purposely want to blind everybody on the left side of the road so that they lose control of their vehicle and crash into mine.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Vernon Road.
I'm gonna take this thing into electrified garage for a checkup since I'm close to 15,000 miles on it. I wonder if he can tell me why it squeaks. Like, you squeak. Strange to have a car that squeaks like a mouse. Probably should have gotten checkup at 10,000 miles. I have driven the crap out of this thing. Where is it doing it? There. Right, see there. No, it's not an Erica squeak. It's not a... It's been a long time since I heard somebody go.
Now turn right onto Burnham Road.
Boom, ba boom, boom, boom. Okay, so whoever asked me if I had my high beams on, so I'll show you the difference in this car between high beams and normals. So this is the normal lights. This is high beams. Normal lights, high beams. Normal lights, high beams. See the difference? Normal lights, high beams. Normal light, high beam. I'm going to stop doing that because somebody's probably going to come out of their house with their machine gun and shoot me. You can also hear my car squeak when the high beams are off, but you can't hear it when they're on. A little squeaky car. My little squeaky car. You poor little meme car. I never take you in for a checkup. The high beams in this car are very strong. The lights that were on that Nissan Sentra I was driving were literally useless. Like, I felt like if I just duct taped my Android phone with the flashlight app onto the front of the car, I'd have been better off. High Street is 4 minutes away. Where on High Street I'm going, I have no idea. But that'll be the fun part of the evening to find out. Wrong way from DQ is where High Street. That is a bit Englishy. I'm not sure I have a clue what you said there, sir. Don't.
In 500 feet, bear left onto East Hollis Street.
Oh, wait a second.
Now
Rar.
bear left onto East Hollis Street.
Rar. Red light. No parking. No No parking! I planned on parking there. How'd you know? Okay, where the hell am I going? Let's see. East Hollis Street, Pepsi. That looks like a ghetto bodega. That reminds me of my homeland. There's a giant X. Whoa. Look at that. There's a giant X over here. I feel like that means I shouldn't be here. Oh well. I'm here anyway, mofo. What are you gonna do? Rawr. Budget car rental. Is there a such thing as a budget car rental? They wanted $4,200 for 2 weeks of renting a Nissan Sentra. They had a broken steering column, a check engine light. And one of them that smoked at me on the highway. $4,200 to take that piece of shit from North Carolina to Florida. They originally said $1,800 and then they raised it to $4,200 and I brought it back. We had a nice, polite conversation that resulted in it going back to $1,800. Assholes. But the car shortage is real. One company said, like, I think it was I forget which one. It was a Chevy Impala or a Chevy Malibu that had like a broken window. Another truck that had no air conditioning. But the window one, they weren't even legally allowed to give me. So it was so weird. Wait a second. That's not this one. It's the next one. Wait a second. That was a forward or right, so I could have stayed in a lane. Oh well. What are you gonna do? No use in crying over spilled milk. Stop squeaking, meme car. No reason for you to squeak so much, little meme. Well, you say decline a broken car. You say that as if that's an option. Like, you don't know that it's broken until you're on the highway with it and driving it away.
Turn right onto Walnut Street.
Walnut Street. Elm Street. Stop squeaking, meme car. Beach Street?
Turn right onto Walnut Street.
That's a street? This is a street? This looks like an alleyway. Oh, God. Where are you taking me, meme? Oh, this looks like where bad things happen to people. Oh, no. Oh. I'm feeling a little too homesick here. Stop squeaking, meme car.
500 feet, turn right onto High Street.
Stop squeaking, meme. It squeaks every time you go over a bump of some sort. You're on the tree streets in Nashua. Yeah, I believe that I've been led down a dangerous path here. Okay, I see a pizzeria. I see a barber shop. I see an Ace Hardware. Wait a second. That's not... Are you fucking serious? Bro. You shit map. Note to self. We just pretend that never happened. That never happened. We just pretend that never happened. Ugh. High Street is over here.
Now turn right onto High Street.
Burritos Mexican Grill.
Now turn left onto Factory Street.
Wait a second. You just said to make a right here. Are you on crack? You just changed in real time. You are on crack. Or I'm on crack. This is very strange.
Now keep left to take Walnut Street Oval.
Walnut Street Oval.
Now turn left onto West Pearl Street.
I don't trust you, GPS. You know what? I don't trust you anymore. Hi.
Now bear left onto Walnut Street.
Yeah, I don't trust you, lady.
Now turn right onto High Street.
Oh, road closed. Do not enter. High Street detour. Okay, that's what fuck. What
Now
the
turn
fuck?
left onto Factory Street.
You know what? Suck my dick. Shut up, lady. We're gonna figure this out. Okay, we're gonna do what we do in New York City. We just go to a paid parking station and put our park anywhere lights on, like a good citizen. I have park anywhere lights on. Aha. I see. Hello. Hello.
He's right up there.
Oh,
You
cool.
go past the parking garage and take a right.
I'll pass the parking garage and take a right. All right, let's see. There's a past the parking garage. That was a nice random man over there. And I take a right. Bank customer parking only. Nobody gives a shit. Shut up, you dumb cunt. I will park illegally if I want to. Hear that? My car's like, don't park illegally. Don't park illegally. Fuck you. Park if I want to, you cunt. Let's see. Yoink. Ah, shit, I forgot my vest. Always need that piece of shit if you're gonna do. There we go. High visibility vest. Bada bing, I'm a construction worker. Look at that. Put this shit over there. There you go. That's exactly what. Okay, my jacket. Take that. Hey, look at that. That's called the Park Anywhere vest. Hello. Oh, good to see you again.
He ran over to try and find you because they messed up that part of the road.
Yeah, I went on a loop like an idiot.
And I was on a live stream doubly.
Nice to see you again. How are you?
Pretty good.
What are you two doing?
Working.
Oh, taxi stand.
Taking a short reprieve.
So you drive people between here and Manchester?
Yes. Well, here in Manchester, all over Nashua, all over Southern New Hampshire, Massachusetts, anywhere you want to go, you can just you can even rent the car for $4 an hour and just tool around town if you wanted to.
Interesting. In New York City, there's a gentleman's agreement where if you are parking illegally, if you put a construction worker's vest in the windshield, nobody cares. Does that apply to Nashua?
Because so many people do it, probably not.
Crap.
Here's my guess.
I guess I'll figure it out. I'll find out soon enough. Is this the way you work? Cool.
Yeah, this is where we work.
Oh, I love the graffiti over there. That looks nice. That's pretty. That's not like garbage graffiti like New York City's.
The front of that is Martha's Exchange. That's the back side of it. They have an outside eating area where that drop down area is stairs.
I like it. It's very artsy. Whoa, somebody drew something really cool over here. Look at that. Look at this. This is actually nice graffiti. You can't really tell. That's a really nice drawing that you have over there. Portsmouth is such a tourist trap. I don't know.
It's literally the worst. It's where everyone who's rich that can't afford to go somewhere else goes to because it's one of the first places in New Hampshire. There's the military base. They try to make it act like it's really fancy and nice, but it's not.
Yeah, you have all these little shops, but most of the little shops are closed.
Yep.
And like I got there around 5:30 today, and almost everything was closed. I spent an hour and a half walking around to explore before I got something to eat, and I started my stream. So at 5:30, 95% of that town is closed on a Monday. There's no excuse to be for that. And I don't mind all that stuff being that's fine. It's just all the houses that I saw, there were 800,000 to 1.3 million. And all of my comments, I kept saying, come to Portsmouth, come to Portsmouth. And I show up and it's like, what am I getting for my $1 million?
You're pretty much getting this, but all the way by the coast. So you have one beach you can go to, but I guarantee you'll find dead bodies at the beach because that's what I did.
Really?
Yep, I found a dead body in the rocks around the right side. I was walking through one day, was found looking for sand dollars, and there was the top half of a lady that had been completely rotted out, just hanging out.
That's crazy. Was it a murder or just like an accident?
They never knew. She was there for so long, she was rotting, so they couldn't figure it out at all.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't see the appeal. I saw like I see like 5 different investment places and investment banks. The hidden stop sign got me because like I know that's a trap.
There's a couple of those around here too. It's like, really, thank you so much. Or stop signs that are so old they're not red anymore.
Okay, this is funny. Look at this. Look at this stop sign. What does this side say? Oh man, it's barely even reflective. That's crazy. Oh wow. Sure, sometime.
I say we know a whole bunch of weird little places, especially because of taxi and stuff like that.
I'd love to. I remember when Erica was sitting down next to us and you called it Trashua and her antennae went up. She always has this face, I can always tell. I call it like her antennae going up because she heard that I had made an offer on a house in Nashua and she hears somebody's like, Trashua, what? Why are you taking me?
It's just the downtown's the worst. No one takes care of it. Lots and lots. Like if you go on to the part of Main Street that's right over there, there's a little like place where people play basketball inside, but there's homeless people sleeping outside all in that little area.
I found a gym here that has a shower, 10 stations to squat and deadlift, 7 different bench presses, and it's clean, and it's $21. And I was just stunned.
Oh, yep.
It's like $21.
So, a lot of people surprisingly don't use the gym around here. There's lots of like Planet Fitnesses and stuff like that. There's one at exit 6. There's one at all the way down exit 7 by going towards Milford.
Parking garage.
Oh yeah, you could. There's a lot of stuff in Nashua that's nice and falling apart. Like that place that's being rebuilt in the corner right there, like to the left a little. It's used to be a shoe store. Now that's at exit 8, and they put a big new like facility for it. But it's been like that for 2 years, and they haven't finished building it whatsoever. Wow. But it's like a really old store that's been around for like a couple of 100 years or so. Like this place has been around as long as that shoe store was, because this place is about 100 years old too.
No way.
They actually found stuff from the 1930s in the basement of this place.
This is an old looking building.
Well, it's new outside, but definitely pretty old. This was all set up a long time ago, so that's like an old 70s taxi stand thing. So it's really interesting, that's for sure.
Church where people do AA across the street.
Yeah. Really fancy church on the outside though, that's for sure.
What is the primary thing that people do for money in this town?
What could be
if anything?
sell drugs, What else? They
'Cause
tend to work for as waitresses. Like this place, Marcus Exchange, they have a whole bunch of waitress type jobs everywhere.
Go to Massachusetts, go to Boston.
Yeah, go to Boston.
So it's like people who live here are people who work and make their money in Boston and then come back
Yeah,
here.
a lot of the portion. The other half is it's mostly people who are on disability or stuff like that. A lot of low income housing and
Like, because in these
whatnot.
towns where I see that there's 500 people, it's hard for me to figure out like how do you make money? What do you do?
I would say this is what we do.
Like if I put up a sign that said MacBook repair in a town that has 1,000 people,
Oh, you'd actually surprisingly get a lot of people because
I'd
there's
have
a lot of
probably 3.
They'll use all their money
year.
for apples and all sorts of stuff like that, but not for their houses. That's what's weird.
Keene would probably be the best because all the
That sounds like it applies to everywhere.
So all the rich kids do go to Keene, so Keene would be the best kind of.
But then there's a lawyer place over there with a distillery in the bottom of it, so I don't know. It's a little bit.
There's a couple of I think there's a New Hampshire iPhone repair or something like that that's on Main Street, but I don't even know how often they're open, and I've never seen anybody.
There was
go in
one
there.
from Bedford that came to this conference that I went to, but that was the more expensive neighborhood. But even though it's expensive, it seems very dead when I walk around there.
Oh yeah, Bedford is absolutely dead. Everybody lives out in the like boonies area, and they don't do anything in town. It's all strip malls that, yeah, pretty much nobody goes to for the most part. All those rich hoity-toity areas, for the most part, everyone stays at home, goes out to work in Boston, comes around to go shopping at like Whole Foods or Shaw's or something like that, or Market Basket, and then they go straight home and don't do anything else. Maybe do some community reach stuff, but that's about it.
What are
My
the
cousins do the same.
What are the redeeming qualities of Manchester to make up for it being an armpit? Because like with New York City, you know, it's an armpit, but you have all of this money and all this concentrated wealth and all these different businesses and job opportunities. And when I walk through Manchester, it has a lot of the armpitishness of New York City, but I'm failing to understand the draw.
Nothing. There's,
It's a porn shop. But other
yeah,
than that, I don't
there's
know.
a porn shop and a temp agency that you
In
can
Casey's
go work
Barbecue.
every day. Yeah, in Casey's
Casey's
Barbecue. The only probably my main problem with Manchester is Manchester and Nashua are on like the same level of ghetto if you want to look at it that way, but Nashua, everyone's a community and they look out for each other.
Mhm.
Manchester, they don't care. They'll stab you in the back no matter what. There's
Interesting.
one park in Manchester that's well known. If you go to it at night, you're gonna probably get stabbed if you're not from the area and if you don't know somebody.
It's a bit because they carry these
Yeah, like we have to
What's
carry.
that?
2 knives.
Oh,
So
that's
we gotta
lovely.
carry weapons during the middle of the night because there
Just
are
in
some
case.
weirdos that we bring because we also bring people for what is it, like state paid calls.
Is this
so
the type
people
of
go-
thing where you show it and they go, okay, never mind?
Yeah.
Or the kind of thing where you show it and like, oh, I got a bigger one?
No, they tend to just be like, okay, never mind, because most people they're only trying to do something to you because they just want money and that's about it. So
Easy not get caught sort of situation.
yeah. I was like, there's a bar that's on Main Street, 7 Star. People get stabbed there all the time, but it's only by people they know for reasons of like personal matters.
Yeah, that's
It's not-
something that I've explained to people. Like when they look up the crime rate in my neighborhood, they go, "Oh my God, why are you not afraid of that?" Every time there's a shooting, it's always the same fucking spot, which is
Yep.
1 block from my goddamn apartment. But it's always there's a reason for him to shoot him. Like they don't really have any beef with a MacBook repairman that does
Oh,
real
yeah.
estate videos
Nope.
and is like small Manhattan repair shop. They have aggravation with him because he sold drugs to his customer, or I don't know, like some gang shit or something. And it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it doesn't concern me. And obviously, you know, when I explained that to somebody from some small town in the Midwest, they lose their mind to go, I can't believe that you consider that okay.
Oh yeah.
And okay, point taken. Maybe I shouldn't consider that okay. But that's like all of the violent, aggravated shit that happens around me. It's from people in the area who are really invested in that area. Like, this is my block. I know everybody on my block. I sell drugs to people. That kind of thing. It's not
Yep.
like I don't really like. I go there to go to sleep, but I don't really live there in that sense. Like I've
Yeah.
lived there for 13 years. I say hi to my neighbor.
Yeah, but you don't
Sometimes
know
when I go
anybody
outside
around.
and she doesn't say hi back to me. Like I'll say, hey, how are you?
I was
It's
we
just
got
like she
one
just
neighbor that
stares at
gives us
me.
Christmas trees every year too, and I'm just like, oh, I feel bad for anybody who doesn't have neighbors.
Yeah, somebody said we haven't had a murder in my town in 10 years. No, you probably have. They just haven't found
There
out
was
yet.
just a murder on Hanover.
They're just
Street,
really
wasn't
good at hiding the body,
it?
you know?
Yes.
Better than where was it that you found somebody? Portsmouth?
Hampton Beach.
Yeah, so they probably dug a little deeper than they did with this one.
Yeah. I would say that was gross. That was real gross. I was 11 and I was just like, oh, hello, how's it going? That's nasty. I'm walking away.
Is there any place with a restroom I could use? Or
I
a
would
tree?
say he might be able to. Technically, it's an employee bathroom, but you
If
might
not,
be able
no
to use
worries.
it, but I would say if
I can
not,
find a tree.
Ooh, I don't know about a tree around here, but
Actually, there are no
maybe
trees
hide
here.
somewhere.
There's a Bank of America over there.
They're closed, but the ATM's open. So worst comes to
They've
worst,
screwed me
Market
enough times
Exchange
that I'll
is
use their
open, but
ATM.
Trying to think. Might be able to squeeze into the bathroom. It's just the various public that like to show up here. They'll line this whole ramp. Like this is where the cars are supposed to come down and sit and wait for a ride of some sort or wait for a call. Everyone will clump right here and then go to the bathroom. They're flushing like shoes, cups, all sorts of weird stuff because they're hammered. They come right from the bar right there, right around the corner, and then right there is a bar, and right on the other side of the building is a bar.
I have never pulled the. Oh well. I've never used that card before for anything, but I'm curious how I'm famous on the internet. May I take a piss here, please? And here's $5 at work.
Would you please?
I haven't used it to get free stuff. I haven't used it to get services, but I'm open to using it to take a piss.
I would say the only reason you'd be able to hear is just dairy. That's about it. But
I
don't
respect
blame
it.
'em.
This seems like is this little Bank of America? Looks like it used to be a church or something. It looks kind of. It has the. I don't know what it is about this building that gives it its rundown look to it. Perhaps it's completely nondescript on what it is that's inside of it.
It is.
There's something
actually
weird
empty,
about
I'm
it.
pretty sure. And we see
It-
the
it-
lights on inside sometimes, but it doesn't. Nothing goes in or out.
It gives me the feeling that nothing has ever been inside of there in the last 30 years.
Pretty much.
It's
I
a
think
very
It's supposed to be part of the bank, but they don't use it at all. I'm not really sure whatsoever. I've never seen anyone go in or out. There's a lot of stuff like that. But that little place is supposed to be something, and it's not.
Interesting.
So that little tiny area there, and then yeah, that place.
No way.
shows it all, or anything like
That's
that.
not a window? What is that?
I would say there was vines growing into it a while ago.
Wow. Whoa. What the yo. Wow. What is that? What is that? I wonder if I can take a piss in there. Actually, there's no window, but there's a hole. If I can do a running jump and then a pull-up, I could probably take a piss in there. That would be interesting. That's creepy. This is definitely an interesting side of. This is the opposite side of the town that I was.
I would say we can show you though. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff like that, especially for all the like real estate stuff you do. We can show you all the weird little bits here and there because there's also like behind BAE, there's a wonderful library trail. It's a trail that goes right across the bridge and whatnot. But it's where all the hobos hang out and go to sleep and whatnot. And it's filled with trash because there's a little railroad track and then a walking bridge across.
Nashua appears to come at a premium to many other parts of New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Why? Are you able to explain the why? Like, I'm always curious what the draw is when the price for something is
It's
high.
just because it's close to the border. It's easy for people to get to and from Mass. Plus also,
So you're trading like the niceness and criminality for the proximity to money.
yeah, that's about it. People
Okay.
are very, very lazy, especially because the traffic gets so bad. So we have this one highway that goes through, like the Everett Turnpike's
Interesting.
the only thing. So it's clogged in the morning. So the
That's-
closer you are to Mass, the better.
It's a place for people from who are criminals to come and hide from the
Yep.
Massachusetts police.
People get in trouble in Lowell and
Oh.
Lawrence, and they either get kicked out and shoved here, or they run away to.
Walking through Lowell was so funny because I was doing the whole thing to visit every repair shop, and I get out of my car and I'm just like, and then I see somebody just walk up and do this, and I walk back to my car and it's like,
Yep. I
Get the
don't blame you
and then I go to walk towards the store, and then I just turn around, just out of curiosity, I turn around and it's like, you're going for my car again. Like, you got balls, I appreciate it.
I would not go through Lowell on my own. At
Oh,
least,
that
that's
was-
for sure.
No, and then I googled it afterwards. I forget what web. It was like 2 or 3 different websites, and they said they were going over the crime rate or whatever per capita or something. And I learned to never trust those sites again
Oh, yep.
because there were so many people that looked like that were just walking around like complete vagrants, wasted. There was this one guy that was driving right by me who had a completely busted driver's side mirror. His car had like a giant.
That's about right. That sounds
Like
perfect.
his window was broken and everything else, and he's like, "Yep." And I'm looking online, and it's like, I will never trust any sort of internet website or statistics thing
Ever
to
again.
determine where I choose to live. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna drive through. I'm gonna walk through. I'm gonna kind of experience it.
Nashua was considered, it was on the list of the best cities to live in the whole state.
In
or something like that.
1997, I
Oh
think.
yeah, yep. It's not. It's definitely not.
No, I saw it was like one of the top places in America, and it's like one of those things where I guarantee the person who added that to the list has not actually been to the state.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
It's propaganda to get people to come in.
Yeah.
Yes, I
I'd
don't
say-
know where they do. I don't know where they get this from.
It's because a lot of the problem is everyone mainly works at BAE. BAE has 3 different locations in Nashua, so everyone comes here. So this is such a great place.
What's
but,
BAE again?
It's like Raytheon.
Oh yeah,
It's Raytheon's competitor.
military contractor.
Yep. I would say
Like
British
airplanes and stuff.
Air
Very
Force
cool.
or airplane.
I don't know,
Something.
British something.
Yeah, it's something British, but they came here and they pretty much they run the college, they run everything through here for the most part. They do a whole bunch of sponsorships to everybody, and they have a whole bunch of STEM programs built up. But then because of that, everyone comes here and goes, "Wow, BAE helped us so much," and then they say it's such a great place. But then that happens where things fall apart because it's not near BAE because BAE is over on Canal Street.
And if it's so, the further away you are from the company that employs everybody, the more buildings like this you have with no window.
Kind of pretty much, but then also
Has this been abandoned, or does somebody own that and just not care?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's someone does own it and then it's abandoned.
Oh, wow.
They don't care.
I'm about to get back going home. You want to wait for the camera or be anonymous?
I'll wait for the camera. I don't care.
Okay, so here we are.
Say, I am the mysterious
Everybody say
Jessica.
hello to these lovely tour guides over here. This is Jessica whatever and whatever. I don't know what his name is in
His
chat.
name is Dan.
All right. Thank you so much. It was lovely seeing you two again. I appreciate it very much.
No problem at all.
See you later.
Have a wonderful rest of the night.
You too. I know there's some really nice, kind people. That was a pre-screening because I had already met them at a meetup that I did in New Hampshire about 3 months ago. Both very nice, kind people. Maybe they're crazy, but if they're crazy, they're my kind of crazy. Very nice people. Okay. What did I miss? Let's see. My car's still there, so it seems like the gentleman agreement of that little bullshit vest getting you out of parking ticket still works. Don't know if it'll get me out of trouble for public urination, though. Let's see. Where could I take a piss over here and nobody see it? This place looks like enough of a shithole that there should be some alleyway I can take a piss in. Where can I find it? Where can I pee? Here. This is what we call a live stream. I see a tree. You know what? That'll be my plan B. Not what I would call my proudest moment, but beats pissing myself. Okay, back to vehicle. I feel bad. There's a homeless guy outside of the library, and I don't have any cash on me. And there's also nothing open here, so I can't even buy him something to eat. When I'm in New York City, you can't really do that because everybody is homeless on every block. If I bought a meal for each homeless person that I saw in New York City, each time I saw them, I would be out of money in a week. But in neighborhoods like this, I actually feel like, you know, it doesn't feel like you're pissing into the ocean, you know? What an apt analogy to use right after pissing in a public, I guess it's not a public street, I did piss into a tree. So I watered it. And I drank a lot at the place that I was at. I also drank while I was in the car. So my piss was most of my piss was water. So I was indeed feeding the tree. So I really, look at me trying to justify pissing in public. But seriously, what are you supposed to do in places like this? Like, nothing is open. Even if I walked into a place and said, here's $10, can I use your bathroom? You can't do that because everything's closed. So what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Oh well, what are you supposed to do indeed? Jessica whatever says, I see you. I hope you didn't just see me take a piss into a tree outside the library, because it definitely wasn't me taking a piss at the library. I should get a library card to donate to the library. I gotta make up for that. Oh, this is funny. Look at Khatid pretending he's a victim. Get the fuck out of here, you little piece of shit. By the way, when it says message deleted, it says it in italics if a mod deletes it, you dumb cunt. Next. Let's see, I made a left at the Bank of America, which made you go from New York, baby. That's just a suggestion to us. Alright. It's snowing. Very cold. New Hampshire is known for its non-stop cold. All the time cold. So, let's see. By the way, every time you turn a corner, you should look a little bit before you actually turn it. Because you never know who could be hiding behind the corner, ready to do something to you. Always be very careful. That was a quality pistol. The problem is that it's like 21 degrees outside. So I had to do a little bit of digging to find, before I could actually take a piss. Like I spent a good minute trying to figure out where it went. Okay, I am not getting into my car before I look around it, because I am not an idiot. Nobody there. Bada bing. Get in. I love this little thing, I really do. I have saved thousands of dollars in parking fees with that stupid little vest. The Park Anywhere vest. You gotta love it. I got no snark on the Park Anywhere vest. That shit does its job,
Now
baby.
turn right onto Factory Street.
Well, the problem is, depending on what part of the country you're in, if you get ticketed for taking a piss in public, that can be put on a sex offender registry. Because if they're really feeling like being assholes, what they can do is ring it up as exposing yourself to people in public, which can get you put on a registry, and nobody actually looks up why you're on the registry. They just see that you're on the registry and protest you moving into a neighborhood, ruin your life, and all sorts of shit like that. So it's not about getting a ticket. You don't understand. It's not about getting a ticket for peeing in public. It's about being on a fucking sex offenders registry. Give me, yeah. Somebody has turned their vehicle lights on and honked. I do believe somebody has finally recognized that this is not where I belong. I believe that truck is telling me I do not belong here. Took you long enough to figure that out, dumbass. My vest worked.
Turn left onto Main Street.
My vest! Ah, it's snowing. Get some wipers on here. Also a defroster would be nice. Ay, ay, ay. Wiper? Lower frequency, you mofo. It's barely snowing. Also, give me... Yeah, you don't even really need wipers for this weather. You don't need wipers for this. What am I doing? Why did I go running in this weather, too? It actually, like, my cheeks feel frozen. I don't know if any of you have had this happen where you go running when it's this cold. But my cheeks actually feel like they're frozen. Not my ass cheeks, I mean my face cheeks. Like, I'm slurring my words as if I'm drunk because my face is frozen. It's crazy. That is snow. Defog, mofo.
Turn left onto Amherst Street.
Bro.
You gonna hit me with the red right as she gives me directions?
Now turn left onto Amherst Street.
That's way too much defogging, man. All seasons? What do you mean, Arcan? What does all seasons mean to you? So thank you very much to Jessica Whatever. It was very interesting getting to see the other side of Nashua. She was telling me that she called Nashua Trashua. And Eric is very risk averse in general. She's very much so, like, she has this personality trait, I call it like where she actually will make this physical noise, She goes when faced with the prospect of certain types of risks or potential bad decisions or anything like that. So when she saw that I made an offer on a house, and then she saw that the neighborhood was called a Trashua by a seemingly knowledgeable, kind, nice, normal local, she goes, "What?" And you could actually see right in front of everything how her antennae went up. She has antennae on the back of her head, and they kind of immediately go up when she senses potential risk, bad decision making, doom, or danger. I can understand the appeal of the other side of this neighborhood. I don't understand how it being in this close proximity to the dumpier parts can make houses as expensive as they are. I really do think she's correct when she said that it's proximity to Boston. Like, all the money is in Boston and Cambridge, and this is close enough to it that, again, you're not paying like the $1.5 to $2 million that you would for a house there. You get all the benefits of having a Whole Foods nearby. You get the benefits of a driveway, a garage, and a full house. You get that whole experience, but without being in Boston. But it really is the proximity to Boston that makes this worthwhile. And the thing is, for me, is I don't give two shits of a fuck about Boston. Boston is irrelevant to me. Like, I visited Boston I had a girlfriend that lived in Cambridge, but I've visited Boston itself like 4 times in my life. I don't care about Boston. There's no value to me in Boston. Like, as a business owner, there was value to me in being near New York City. I lived in a place that was kind of a dump because of proximity to New York City. Proximity to New York City, or I shouldn't say New York City, because Brooklyn and Bed-Stuy are in fucking New York City. You get the idea. Proximity to Midtown Manhattan, where all the money was. That mattered to me, even if it meant that I was living in, kind of a shitbox. But I don't really have that. So if I were to live someplace like that, I'd be living someplace where I'm paying for that benefit of being near Boston, but I'm getting all the crap that's associated with being near Boston, but without any of the benefits because I don't care about Boston. Does that make any sense? Because in New York City, at least back in the day, you could get yourself a nicer apartment for less money if you were closer to Sheepshead Bay than you were to Williamsburg. And the benefit of being closer to Sheepshead Bay than, well, let's say Williamsburg, you're closer to Manhattan. If you're in Sheepshead Bay, you're like an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes from Midtown Manhattan. Whereas if you're in Williamsburg or Bushwick, you're 20 to 30 minutes from Midtown Manhattan, or the areas around it where all the money is. So you could have a nicer apartment, but you'd have a longer commute. Since I don't really care about commuting to Boston, I don't really see where it would make sense for me to live in a neighborhood where you're right next to a shitbox, but essentially you're right next to a shithole, proximity to it, because Nashua has a nice side and a bad side, but you have proximity to a neighborhood that doesn't really matter. I think I managed to repeat myself 3 times there. That's one thing I'm good at. Repeating myself without providing new or useful information. And somehow over 100 of you are watching this video anyway. You guys must have nothing better to do with your time. MAGA truck. I had to smoke you, MAGA truck. Let the MAGA truck know who's boss. Let the MAGA truck know who's boss. I love how you can't see the lane markers at all, even in very light snow. Like, it barely snowed, and the lane marker is completely invisible. That's charming. That's charming. Am I missing it? Like, and I'm not talking about the left one, because there's a curb over there, so I don't give a fuck about the left. But like the middle of the lane, like the middle of the road, usually there's like a lane marker. They paint these things on there so that you could see and know where you're supposed to be in relation to everybody else. I guess not. Maybe we don't do that anymore. Maybe they ran out of money to do that. Again, there's no state income tax, so I can't really complain. Like, you know, again, if you have limited... Okay, I can barely see it. Wow. I can just barely see it. Holy shit. I have 2013 vision, and I have to fucking squint to see that there's dashes in the road over there. Bro. That's bull... Oh, man. My car screen can't see it at all. Let's see. Would autopilot even work over here? I'm curious. Yeah, it has no idea. See, hear the error? That's it saying, I'm not doing that when I can't see a lane marker. Hey, I can see it. Why can't you see it, meme car? Exactly. And you called me drunk earlier, meme car, when you were drifting in and out of the exit, unable to make a proper left turn. Let's see that again. We're gonna get that on video. Look at that. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Fuck you. I hit the recorder on my fucking other camera, and the moment I do hit the recorder is the moment it decides to actually boop in autopilot. You see that shit? That drives me nuts. Watch, it's gonna do it again. The recorder is on. Okay, never mind. I got one. But the first time I tried to do it, after I turned the camera on, it worked. You bastard. You can see it's like it's barely visible, like right over here. There's a bit. This is the. This is actually cheaper than the paint that Tesla uses on their car. I'm convinced that this road was painted with shittier paint than when Tesla uses on their cars. That's the highest form of insult I could ever imagine giving any form of paint. Because Tesla uses whiteout on their cars. I don't know where the 2% property taxes in all these neighborhoods goes to, but it definitely doesn't go to painting the roads. Oh. I'm gonna guess that this is the lane marker over here. I imagine it's easier to see on screen because you guys only get like 10 frames a second, so you get time to stop and see what you're looking at on the screen. I get life as it comes. I don't get freeze frame sponsored by AT&T. I could see earlier that my phone started to enter that freeze frame shit mode. You know the freeze frame thing where like you get 10 frames a second? That's the AT&T special right there. That's the AT&T $104 a month data plan special right there. Quote, unlimited 5G. My balls. Thank you very much, Jessica, whatever, for showing me around. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your evening at the cab company. Also, no to the person who asked if I'm using autopilot. There's no way in fuck I'm trusting autopilot when you can't see shit on the road. And you genuinely cannot see shit on this road, so hell no. That's a death wish. Autopilot can work in lots of extreme weather conditions, and I respect autopilot for how well it works in so many extreme weather conditions. It's really good at a lot of different ones. But the one area where it's complete trash is when you can't see lane markers. And like again, you can see the lane marker right now. Like if I were to look at my phone screen, I could actually see the lane marker easier in it than I can when I look out my windshield. And that's because the phone is freezing it into like 5 frames a second. But if I'm looking out my windshield, I can't see a lane marker for shit. I honked at him because I have PTSD every time I see somebody who is slowly creeping forward when they have making a left turn at an intersection, after I got smashed into by a nursing home patient in a giant truck who gunned it at me and turned left at an intersection 50 feet away from me. It's really weird, but I actually do flinch every time I see somebody in an intersection with their left turn signal. If I see their car even inching forward 1 mile an hour, I smash on the brakes, or I honk at them, or I swerve away. I also get honked at from behind every now and then, because when I'm at one of those intersections and I'm approaching it, I slow my car down, sometimes 5 or 8 miles an hour below the speed limit, because I do not trust that somebody's not going to do that. Ever since I had somebody 50 feet away from me go full acceleration in a giant Chevy Silverado right into my car when I was right there, I just, no, never doing that again. Fuck that. Nope. Screw that. You can call me a pussy, that's fine. Maybe I'm a pussy. I'll live with it. Fucking shit, that sucked. I don't think I will get used to it. I think I'll always have that natural fear, but I think it's a good thing. I don't care if somebody behind me honks because at an intersection I slow down if I see somebody with a left turn signal on who's inching their car forward. Like, they can honk all they want. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I can't trust that you're not going to try to kill me. I also learned what it's like to have, I learned the downside of having New York plates in the South. So, somebody who was on the sidewalk claimed that I rear-ended the other guy. And he told the cop that I rear-ended the other guy. So I showed my camera footage. I was just polite and calm, and I showed my camera footage from both the car and this little camera that I have over here. And then the officer very, very politely dismissed that local. I had a white electric car, a white polo shirt, and New York plates in Lumberton, North Carolina. Like, I was asking for it, to be real. I was kind of asking for it. I was genuinely asking to get fucked with. Yeah, I got Sodom. I was going down this road at 45 miles an hour. It was a two-way road. I got to an intersection, and when I was about 1.5 of those lines, and not 1.5, one gap and half a gap. Yeah, about 1.5 gaps, because you know those little lines you see in the road are 10 feet apart, and the space between them is 30 feet. Well, I was about 1.5 of those away from the guy. He goes and makes his left turn at full acceleration right into my car. It was an 86-year-old nursing home patient named Eugene, and he was actually right by his nursing home when it happened. He was driving back to it. Because when the police took our information and made the report, it listed the address for both of us as our residence. And when I Googled his residence was a nursing home, and his birthday was in the 30s. And I'm just looking at this like, I was speaking to the insurance agent, and I was very polite because honestly, I wanted to get him to pay for my rental car, because my insurance obviously would have covered the whole thing, but I would have had to pay for my own damn rental car, even if they admitted fault. I was trying to butter him up and be nice to him, play buddy-buddy, so I could see if I could get him to give me, pay for my rental.
Turn left to take the New Hampshire 101 West ramp toward Peterborough.
And what I found interesting is, we were talking, and I'm like, what is it like? What is it like from a risk perspective? Because I always have to, kind of weigh risk in my business when I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to fix certain devices or not, because some devices are riskier to fix because of how they break. Like, how do you deal with the risk of insuring somebody who is in their late 80s who lives in a nursing home? And he looks at me and he's like, honestly, I don't know why you're still insuring somebody in that case. What the fuck is that? That road sounded royally fucked up. He's like, I don't know why we insured somebody in a nursing home. But I think they learned a lesson there, because they had to pay. The thing is, they had to pay to replace the car, and the car had went up in value like $6,000 or $7,000 since I had purchased it, because of everything that's going on with our fucked up ass fake bullshit garbage economy nowadays. So they had to pay me out like $6,000 or $7,000, I think. I forget. I got to go back to the paperwork. I don't remember the exact number. It was something fucking ridiculous. They had to pay me out like $6,000 or $7,000 more than I paid for this fucking car. That hurt. And this guy's paying a small town like Lumberton, North Carolina insurance rate. So he on a truck, on an old truck. So he's probably paying like like $40 a month, $80 a month for his insurance or something. And they had to pay out to replace a Model 3 in the middle of a fucking supply chain and chip shortage. So like probably 30 or 40 years of that guy's insurance payments went to replacing my fucking car. Because again, like the tax rebate and all that other shit, that's not getting considered into the price of the vehicle. Like that, no, what they do is they look up, I forget the system, it was see something, but they look up what the market value is, what that would have gone for at the time. And when they did that for my car, the market value that it was going for at the time was way more than I fucking paid for it. By a stupid margin. Like a stupid margin. Like, I wouldn't have bought this fucking thing if it cost that much at the time that I got it. Because it got so retarded that used Model 3s were going for more than the new one. Which I don't get. Like, how the fuck does a used car go for more than a new car? That's insane. This is genuinely testing my resolve as a recently new driver. I'm driving on a two-way highway with no lane marker that is visible. Like, look, even if I have high beams on, you cannot see a lane marker. This road has no line on it that is visible to the human eye. This is true adventure right here. And no autopilot. I do not. I'm pretty sure that I don't want to die. I'm not letting a toddler drive my car when I can't see the lane marker. If I can't see the lane marker with 2013 vision, then I know that this little piece of shit 720p camera ain't seeing shit. This is over 10 miles an hour below the speed limit, so I don't see the need to slow down any more than this. We're going close to 40 miles an hour in a 55. There's nobody behind me, so I have the luxury of doing that. But honestly, if somebody behind me wants to kill themselves by jumping in front of me, they're welcome to. Let's see, is autopilot dumb enough to think it could turn on right now? I want to see how overconfident this thing is. Not going to use it, but let's just see. Okay, it's smart. See, yeah, it's like, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm not, no way in hell. That's smart, I appreciate that. That is responsible. That's Tesla actually being responsible there. It can tell that it can't see shit, so I'm not doing it. Wait, are you serious? Okay, it sees a phantom one right now. If I look on my screen, it sees a phantom lane marker that even I can't see. Okay, yeah, damn straight. Don't turn on. That has to be a bug. There's no way. You're high. You're drunk, Tesla. Go home. You're fucking drunk, Tesla. Go the fuck home. Okay, that sounds like shit. No driving on shoulder. I'm staying as far away from the other side of the road as I can. I'm already very, very skeptical of this whole idea that I got like 2 little yellow lines that were painted on the road in 1982 are what's supposed to save me from sudden death from the car on the other side of the road. It's the trust system, or what Sonny calls the mutually assured destruction system. You know, Sonny always calls it mutually assured destruction. He said, like, if the car that's doing something aggressive to you is like a Mercedes S580 and it costs 3 times what your car costs, you're okay playing a game of chicken because he's going to want to save his car more than you're going to want to save your car, so he's going to stop and he's going to yield. Sonny has a very interesting school of driving. Learning how to drive from Sonny was a very interesting way to learn to drive because he was yeah, they overpaid me by $7,000 or so for this freaking car. Like, I never thought that I would be alive in a time where I could buy a car, I could have some crazy mega truck crash into it 3 months later. Actually, not even. He crashed into that car 2 months after I got it, and then I get overpaid by like $6,000 or $7,000. Speed limit 35. Okay, speed limit goes down. So over here we lower. Here, I will drive at 30 miles an hour. And if there is anybody here, for anybody wondering why I'm a little bit closer to the shoulder of the road, again, I am already very skeptical of the system where I'm supposed to trust these little 2 yellow lines in the middle of the road are going to protect me. Since you can't even see those lines right now, I'm going to play it safe. I would prefer to play it safe. I'll stay over here. I'm going slow enough that if some car is stopped in that part of the road that I'll be able to see it. I'm going like 20 miles an hour below the speed limit.
Now turn left onto Elm Street.
I am in no rush to get home. I have all the time in the world. If there's one thing I can get back in my life, it's my time. I'm kidding. But turning, did you hear that sound? When you make a turn when the weather is this bad, it really very interesting. I've not had salt do that before. I know they salt the roads, but I've not had salt make that noise before. Yeah, Sonny. Oh, and I'm not used to anti-lock braking system or I'm not used to that because on my bicycle, my idea of anti-lock braking is instead of just smashing the brakes and then letting the wheel stop, I'm used to having to kind of grab the brakes 30 times over the course of 3 seconds or 4 seconds. I have to do my own anti-lock braking, so I need to control my traction manually. So I can't, if I do it too fast, then I don't stop. If I do it too slow, then the wheel stops moving. So I don't know how to deal with anti-lock braking on regenerative braking systems where the computer is doing it for me. It also feels weird to have a computer doing anti-lock braking for me instead of me. It's very strange. I'm not used to that at all. What the hell is this? Yeah, you don't see shit on this road. I can kind of guess where things are, but for the most part, I'm not sure if this stream is really doing it justice. It looks like, actually it may be. It's streaming at 300 to 400 kilobytes per second, so there's a small chance that you may actually be able to see what it is that I see right now. And the car is actually trying to guess where the lines in the road are. What is that up ahead? It looks like a fire. I think that car's lights are brighter than mine. That's crazy. Welcome to Main Street Community. Ooh. Oh, I love this road. Well, not this road. The road that comes after this road is really nice looking. Why do you call it a death trap, Jessica? I am not running high beam. Why do people keep accusing... There's this hard-on that people in my comment section have to say that I'm using my high beams, and then to immediately call me the biggest piece of shit on earth for it. And the irony is the people that do that are people that don't know what high beams are. This is high beam. This is normal. This is high beam. This is normal. Stop. Stop. You don't know what high beams are. This is sad. You've probably been driving for 20 years. I've been driving for, 9 months, and I know what high beams are, and you don't. I get it. You people hate people who use high beams. I get it. I understand. They cause you to slide more. Yeah, I'm really used to the manual system with my bicycle. Also, once I got into that 97 Toyota Corolla, it was way easier to drive than my bike. Because the guy was saying, when it's snowy, it's going to slip and slide and all this stuff. You'll notice because it's a shitty old car. And the problem with it is, not the problem. The problem with a bike is that you have 2 wheels. So, I mean, it's fundamentally easier to fall on your ass when you have 2 wheels than 4. Even when I was a complete beginner driver, I found having 4 wheels to be a complete and utter luxury in contrast to 2 wheels. You could be going 30 miles or 40 miles an hour, you go over the wrong little slick of something in the road, and you're instantly, concussed. Or getting a concussion over it. It sucks. It's so easy to hurt yourself on a bicycle when you slip over something, and it's like there are several times where I have had to catch myself where I've went over some teeny tiny piece of black ice that I could barely see, and it slips and I have to correct myself, and if you try to correct yourself too much, then you just wind up falling in the other direction. It's a really hard thing to balance, but in a car you don't have to worry about it as much because you're on 4 wheels.
Turn left onto Greenville Road.
It's a luxury. .22 Fahrenheit. That's all you have, New Hampshire? The oil slick taught me a lesson. And the lesson that I learned with the oil slick was to utilize anti-lock braking. Manual anti-lock braking. And you can do that. I do manual anti-lock braking when I ride my bicycle, even when it's not raining. And I can kind of get an idea of whether or not my wheel is spinning or not, or whether or not I'm squeezing to the point where my wheel will stop spinning. I'm comfortable stopping my bike going over black ice without slipping. But it's a skill and it takes time to perfect. It's just I don't know how that works with a car, because like apparently the car has a computer and it does it for you. And I don't really know if I don't think I have the capability to turn that computer off, or I don't even know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd want to turn that computer off. Maybe I want to keep that computer on, you know?
Now turn left onto Greenville Road.
Brr. High beam. No high beam. Rar. This looks like the woods that I would dump somebody's body in. This looks like the road that I would travel down to dump somebody's body in. I bet if I dumped somebody's body here, nobody would ever know. This looks like a great place to end somebody's life. If I were a serial killer. I mean, it's very dark. There's no real color here. It's very kind of black and whitish. You don't really have... Like, the road has that jaggedness to it from it being old and a road that's not really worth filling everything in and redoing. Thank you, Julio. There's something about this road that just screams, I'm going to kill you here. I would not want to be driven. I would not want to be in the passenger seat of a vehicle driving through this road, because I would have this feeling that the doors are locked, I can't jump out of the car, and that even if I were to jump out of the car, that it would be kind of like that Rachel and Doug Stamper moment in House of Cards where he lets her go but then changes his mind and drives back and buries her. Spoiler alert, by the way. It's worth it. If I kept you from watching the rest of House of Cards, that's a good thing, because if you actually watch it to the last episode, you'll feel so ripped off. Like most Netflix shows, they don't bother to make the ending worthwhile. Impossible, NZK, impossible. This... Oh, we have some light up ahead. What's that? Ah, there's some cars in a driveway somewhere. Vroom. Nice little pile of snow. I'm doing 25 miles an hour in a 50 mile per hour road. I don't think people are going to be very happy if anybody pulled up behind me. Oh well. Who is too close to the road? What do you mean? What does that mean? Which dude? And how are you too... I don't know what you mean when you say too close to the road. As opposed to what? Who's the dude? There's a dude? What dude? What dude? I don't see anybody. Is there a dude? The Silent Hill theme starts playing in my head when you tell me that there's a dude when there's no dude. Is there somebody following me? Uh-oh. A dude? Oh no.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Old Wilton Road.
Poor meme car. You poor little meme. I like Library, James, but the problem that Library has is that on the mobile application, so much stuff doesn't load, or when I click something to load it, it'll try to load for 10 seconds and then it'll close the program, and it's so aggravating when it actually, instead of just saying we can't load this right now, it just closes the program. It's very discouraging. The other problem with Library is that it's a content platform that's primarily being used as an alternative to YouTube.
Now turn right onto Old Wilton Road.
Hush, woman. The problem with it is that it is a platform that's primarily used by people that got censored from you. Oh my god, this looks like a rape bridge right here. Tell me this does not look like a rape bridge. This looks like a bridge that I would get raped in if I like tried to escape prison and the warden, I don't know, wanted to teach me a lesson. I don't know how else to describe it. That just looks like a wow. Wow. Rape bridge. Anyway. It's a censorship-free platform, but the problem with censorship-free platforms is that all the people that wind up joining them are the people that got kicked off of the other platform. And the people who get kicked off of other platforms first, again, not at the end, but first, are going to be the radicals and the lunatics, because they're the easiest to kick off. So when people see the new platform, they think this platform is only for radicals and lunatics. I don't like. Good night.